into 25,000 playing poker, Texas Card House is proud to present the $100,000 Guaranteed Valley Poker Open from July 25th to August 5th. $200 buy-in. Day 2 on August 5th with the final table streamed worldwide. For more details, visit texascardhouse.com.
The Valley Poker Open going on right now as we get ready for tonight's 2-5 cash game. You can see the players' names and stack sizes on the bottom. Oscar in seat 1, 500. Nick, 15. David, 2,500. Easy in for 1,000. Professor K, new to the stream, he's in for the minimum, 500. Sam in for 2,000. Champ, 525. Randy, the return of Randy, he's in for 1,000. And then we got Easy in the last seat. So welcome everybody. Tonight we are here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. Friday night, August the 2nd, as Randy will come in with a raise for the first hand, making it 35 to go. With the Queen 8 of Hearts. Easy with the pocket pair will come along. Both players buying in for 1,000. And it's going to be 4-4 deuce. See what Easy does here. Looks like he's going to lead. Kind of a small lead. I don't think Randy's going to fold. I think Randy will float. And that's exactly what Randy's going to do. So Randy actually looking for a big card to represent here on the turn. It's going to be a 10. So Easy with the 3 still out in front. Does have the bet and lead. This time he will slow down. And I didn't think the 10 would be a big enough card for Randy to represent, but he's going to represent it as he puts out $105. Put in Easy in a... Yep, Easy with the fold. So Randy, first win for him. So once again, the stack sizes are there on the bottom. Only played one hand, so you can see Randy was the winner. And he's up $72. There will be a lot of other stats popping up throughout the night, like VPIP and aggressive frequency. And so action will be on Easy from Gringo Loco. Professor K, don't know what the K stands for, but looks like he's gonna come in for a raise here with the Queen Jack off suits at 15. Sam with a better queen makes the call behind. Oscar with the ace on the button makes the call. Nick comes along and David getting a real good price even though his king is dominated. So the ace out in front right now, $75 in the middle, as we will go 5 ways to a flop. 8 high flop, 2 diamonds. Don't think anybody has diamonds. Don't think anybody has a pair. So Nick with the best draw right now. He needs a 10 for a straight. It's going to be a king. So that's going to give a pair to David T. But Sam is going to have him out kicked. Professor K, your pre-flop raiser, going to represent the king. It's not going to work out for him as he's getting at least called by Sam. Maybe even raised. Sam does have the king of diamonds. So I think maybe if Sam didn't have any diamonds, he might have raised it there. But choosing just to call in position, I think that's going to bring David T along. And there's the call. So Professor K drawing dead. If he hits a queen or a jack, it's not going to be good. David looking for a 10. It's going to be a 4. So Sam will win this hand with kings and queens. Pretty sure Professor K is done bluffing, and Sam's just going to take his showdown value. So 225 pot going to Sam's way, which Sam told me this before the stream. Sam is short for Samuel. We are live on the YouTube chat. So I do have access to the YouTube chat as we are getting ready for the third hand here on this Friday night. 2-5 action. Minimum buy-in is $500, and it is a uncapped game. So minimum is $500, and maximum is whatever you want to be. Professor K, King 10 offsuit under the gun. We'll put that into the muck. Sam, the winner of last hand, raising it up to 15 with the 10-8 of spades. And Champ just calling with the kings. I think Randy might put out a 3-bet here. No, Randy actually folds. Nick with the suited ace on the button. B2Z Engineering. David T with the 5s making the call, and Easy with the 10-4. Defending his big blind. So very interesting play by Champ here with the kings just flattened. He was hoping somebody would re-raise, but that's not the case. He will get a clean board as Easy does flop bottom pair. Champ will be betting 30 or 35 into the $75 pot. 35. Nick with the gut shot and backdoor flush draw. I think he's going to be calling. David does have 2 of Nick's outs, but I don't think Nick is going to be folded for 35 here. David also coming along, so a 5 on the turn will be pretty spicy here. Nick looking for a 5 or a club. And there's the 9. So I think Champ's going to size this up here to at least 100. No, he checks. So Champ playing a little cautious. And there's the king. Did not need to improve his hand, but he does. Keep in mind, this is only the third hand of the stream, and a lot of times players will play a little more passive at the beginning just to kind of feel out their opponent. And Champ, a former boxer, very used to doing that, using the first round or so just to feel out the opponent, and it seems like he's doing that here. Betting 55, and David's just too curious. And maybe, not knowing it, Champ did a Jedi mind trick by betting 55. David had 2 5s in his hands and was getting a real good price. So Champ will take down that almost $300 pot, 290 to be exact. But I think if this hand would have taken place in an hour, Champ would have played that a lot more aggressive. But I do feel he was just kind of feeling out his opponents, feeling out the table. Very, very understandable there. Not sure if you saw the commercial for the Valley Poker Open. That's going on right now. We have a couple of tables for the Valley Poker Open going on right now. We have a couple of cash game tables also going on here at the Texas Card House RGB in Edinburgh. So normally the players will play they'll play the small blind game, but it doesn't seem like that's in effect. And normally the players will also straddle, but that's also doesn't seem to be in effect tonight. It's really what the table agrees upon, and a lot of times it just takes one player at the table to mention it, and it brings everybody else along. Rock with the queen six played on our Wednesday night stream was pretty much card that Dan, and he's playing the queen six of spades. Looks like David T's gonna raise with the 10-9 of diamonds on the button. And Rock making the call. Rock actually has the best hand right now. I'm sure he doesn't feel that way. And it's gonna come 2 diamonds for David, who should put out the continuation bet here and should get a fold from Rock. And he doesn't even drop the bet, and Rock folds. So Valley Poker Open going on right now. Last weekend to qualify for the Valley Poker Open, as day 2 will be this Monday, August the 5th. It is going to be streamed right here on TCH Live. So on Monday, we normally do not stream on Mondays. We stream Wednesday nights on the Texas Card House secondary channel, and we stream on Friday nights on the channel that you're tuning into right now, TCH Live. But we will be streaming on Monday, the Valley Poker Open. So Randy with the raise to $20. And 3 people will make the call. Four high flop, the pocket pair of easy in front right now. And it looks like it's going to get checked to easy. He should be putting out about 50. How about 55? Randy might call here. He does have a player behind him. Randy does have a straight draw and a backdoor flush draw, but he's going to let it go. And part of the reason why is it's not going to be a hidden straight. If a 5 comes, then it's going to be a 4-liner, so it's going to be pretty obvious that somebody has a straight, and he won't be able to make as much money as he thought he would if it would be a hidden straight. So once again, YouTube chat is live. Looks like we do have a comment there. I don't understand the comment. Mama is cooking dinner. Okay. So action will be under the gun on Randy. Randy's actually come out on a couple of other streams across Texas, as he has made some final tables in other cities. And he will come in for the raise once again. It's going to be 20. Made it 20 with the ace-8 of hearts. Makes it 20 with the pocket 4s. Nick calling with the suited jack. And David also coming along. And we will go 4 ways to the flop. Randy with the best hand right now. He will be first to act. King high flop is easy now, flopping the best pair with the king 7 offsuit. 2 hearts on the board, nobody with hearts. And last hand, check to easy and he bet. In this hand, he's doing the same. So David with the backdoor flush draw, going to be check raising. A very wet board. So pretty much David bluffing with nothing. Has 7 high right now. Not sure what David's going to do if he gets a call here. I think that's one of the reasons why he sized it up. So Easy, last time he catered dinner for the players. Gringo Loco, a local restaurant bar here in the city of Edinburgh. And the bluff is going to work from David, as he didn't think Easy had that strong of a hand and put out the bluff. And I guess somebody's family member at the table watching on the stream. So Lance K saying, "Let's go, Dad." Not sure who Lance K's father is, but definitely wants him to win. So Nick coming in for the raise with the 8-7 offsuit, up to $20. Easy, who just got bluffed last hand, has a suited queen, will make the call. And Randy with the ace, he's not going anywhere. Randy defending his big blind with the best hand, is going to be first to act. And he will flop top pair. Nick flopping a pair and a straight draw. Nick's probably going to put out about $40 here. And Nick betting half pot 30. So Randy is going to be making the call at least, and does just that. So basically 55-45 right now, and there's the straight for Nick. And I mentioned this earlier, with the 4-line straights, it's hard to get value, and Nick knows that. So he's going to check it back. Very nice check back from Nick there, as I think that check is going to make him some money here on the river, where Randy is either going to bet at it. Yeah, that's what Randy does. So Nick going to be calling for sure. Might raise. The queen jack did get there, so I think he's just going to call. But if Nick would have bet the turn, when he made his straight, Randy would never lead $55 here. So the check on the turn making Nick 55, and Randy now knowing that Nick does have the straight. And he will make the fold. So yes, we are in Edinburgh, Texas, part of the Rio Grande Valley, Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley, as we are getting ready for hand number 9. So action is going to be on seat 1, Oscar. Still haven't seen anybody straddle tonight. A little uncommon. Professor K coming in for the $20 raise with the suited connectors. Champ making the call, also with suited cards. He also has the better 7. And it's going to be a 6-high flop. Let's see if Professor K continues. It's exactly what he does. And about a pot size bet, Champ does not want to give up just yet. I don't think Champ has played with Professor K before, so I think he's paying for information here. And he's going to get a card to continue with. Champ doesn't know this, but he does not want to see a 9, as it'll give Professor K a better straight. So Champ called on the flop, trying to get information from Professor K. He's never played with him before, so called him a little bit light, and now he got a card to continue on. Oh, and Professor K is going to hit his 10, and he's just going to go all in. And Champ not folding immediately, just trying to get a read from his opponent for the future streets. And that'll put Professor K in the positive. So River Rat in the comments asking about the bad beat. Do you know when you will be bringing back the bad beat? And I do not know, but I will definitely ask the general manager. Nick under the gun, King 8 into the muck. David T also mucking, easy with the Ace Jack coming in for 20. That's he raising to 20. Looks like Rock makes the call out of seat 9 there. Rock with the deuces. And we're going to be going heads up. Rock the slight favored, but he really is not going to feel comfortable unless if he hits a deuce. And he's going to lead right out. Figures his opponent doesn't have a 10 or a 9. Easy not letting go of his hand yet. If the board double pairs, a 9 is also an out for him. See what Rock does here. He's going to continue on. $105 in the pot. And he's going to bet about just under half pot. Looks like 45.
You know you've been married for a long time, but that's the date night. But you see, my wife was tired, and I was like, she's probably going to want to fall asleep. But she stayed awake.
And Easy still not letting go. Now, a 9 or a 4 will also give him the win, as the board would double pair. And that's exactly what happens. So Rock finally does slow down and check. I think Easy's just going to check behind here, and does. And Rock's not going to be very happy when he sees his 2 pair got counterfeited. Easy playing 10s and 4s with an ace kicker. You can see the dealer pushing those cards up, the 2 10s and the 2 4s, as it is the best 5-card combination between the 5 cards on the board, the community cards, and the 2 cards in your hand. So Rock was actually playing the board. Rock's hand was 10s and 4s with a 9 kicker. He wasn't even playing his pocket deuces. And I believe Rock is putting out a straddle. I believe that's a straddle on the button. $10 button straddle announced. And yes, this is a 2-5 no limit. You can see the designation there on the lower right-hand corner. The pot size right now is going to be 82, and then right below that it says the game that we're playing, 2-5 no limit hold'em, hand number 11. Randy with the ace-king. Here comes the 3-bet. I think Nick's going to call him depending on the sizing. Nick does have a suited ace. And Randy's the type of player who could be making a move here, and Nick knows that. So I think Nick is going to call him here. It's a pretty big race. But Nick does not quite believe Randy just yet. I think Easy will get out of the way. So heads up, ace 10 versus ace king. Both players suited. Let's see a red flop. And it is the opposite. It is a black flop. So Randy flop a top pair. I think he'll put out a small continuation bet. Maybe go about 125. Yeah, I think he's going to bet 125 here. It's going to be small. And it's going to be 130. Nick with no club does have a 10 for a straight. But he will finally make the fold. So Randy with the best hand. A lot of action in the chat. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? No, I cannot. So I actually asked him about his nickname. And I'll give you the story later about his nickname. Got to put out the teaser there to keep you here a little bit longer, Ridge Runner. So once again, no straddles. We've only had one straddle. This is the 12th hand already, and Rock was the one doing the button straddle. And it looks like nobody has anything, as it's going to go fold around. All right, I won't keep you in suspense about Rock's nickname. These are the stack sizes for the players advancing on to day number 2. And if you look at the third player to the bottom, Brett, that's how he got his nickname as his last name. First 3 letters, first word in his last name is Rock. So Rock there in seat 9 is one of the players who's advancing on to day number 2. One player has double bagged for the Valley Poker Open. These are the current chip counts as of this morning. We had a flight at 12 noon, and there's another flight going on right now. So all of that's going to change. But as of right now, those are the players that have advanced on to day number 2. Those are the players who have a chance to win $25,000. And you still have a chance to win, as we have one flight going on right now. There will be a turbo tonight at 9:15. Tomorrow there will be 3 flights, one at 12, one at 5, and one at 9:15. And there will be 3 flights on Sunday as well. So you still have an opportunity. It is a $200 buy-in, Valley Poker Open. $100,000 prize pool. So action will be under the gun on Sam, and Sam was also on that list. Oh, Champ picking up cards tonight. Picked up kings earlier, picking up aces now, and both times he just limped. David had the 10-9 earlier and raised on the button. This time he's just going to call, as there was a lot of limpers. He thought somebody might be trapping. And you can see Champ has the aces going 6 ways to the flop, 7 ways. Jack 9 deuce, 2 spades. David flopping a pair. Champ's going to bet 20. Oh, he actually only bets 15. Oh, easy with 2 pair. I didn't see that. So the aces technically are already cracked. And now David picking up a straight draw. And now Easy gonna bet his 2 pair, another 15. Let's see what Champ does here. He's gonna raise. So Champ's gonna need a 9 or an 8. There's only 3 left. You can see on the top of the screen how many cards are left. The backdoor clubs gets there. I don't see any of these players betting too big on the river. I think Champ's just going to check, as this board is very coordinated. And the 2 pair is going to win the hand, easy with the Jack deuce of diamonds. If you're from the North Texas area, the hand is known as the Choctaw Nuts. Really doesn't have a name here in South Texas. So Champ playing the aces slow and getting them cracked. So action is on Champ. Jack 9 offsuit. Just lost last hand, trying to make his money back right away. Ironically, Jack 9 would have cracked aces last hand. David with the natural 9. 6 plus 3 equals 9. And he's going to be raising it up. And Champ will make the call. Queen high flop. David flopping a gut shot. Should put out a continuation bet of about 30 here. And it's going to be 20. So I think I know the story of everybody's nicknames here, with the exception of Professor K in seat 5. It's Professor K's first time playing on the stream. The players are allowed to pick out their own name. I believe that is Nick in seat 2. I believe that is his Instagram handle. Looks like Oscar's going to be limping with the AC Deucey. Nick raising it up with the suited king. 40% of a royal flush draw. Professor K coming along with the small suited connectors, and Champ in with the 6-9. Oscar flopping 2 pair. I think he's going to check it to Nick. And it's going to go check around. Professor K needs a 4 for a straight. And there's the straight. So Oscar's going to get in trouble here as he has 2 pair, and now he's going to bet. Now that he's behind, he's betting $62 in the pot, and he's betting bigger than pot. So over a pot-sized bet, and Professor K with the nuts here. I think he's going to raise, as 2 players showing a lot of interest in the hand, and he does announce raise. It looks like it's going to be a big raise. It's going to be 300. Yeah, it's going to be 300. I think Oscar's going to call here. Nick's going to get away, but I think Oscar's going to call. So Oscar with only 366 behind, this is basically putting him all in. And he's wondering why he did not bet the flop. If the 4 was not a club, if it was a spade, then I feel like Professor K would have just called. Now Oscar does have the ace of clubs in his hand, and you can see him shrugging there, saying, I guess I have to go all in. He's just going to call, but he's only left with $141. Oscar looking for an ace or a deuce. A club might save him money in the fact that it might go check on the river, but he does need an ace or a deuce to win the hand. 2 outs. And it is a 5 of clubs, so he might make the hero fold. I don't feel he is. Professor K might check back as well now that the flush got there. You can see he does not like the club. He's worried about the club, but it's only $141 that he's going to have to call. Really thinking about this. He finally does check. And like I said, if a club comes on the river, it's probably going to go check. So Oscar, even though he didn't like the river, it saved him money. And looks like Oscar's going to do an add-on here. He's going to be adding on 500. Me personally, if I'm not going all in on the turn like he does and leaving 141 behind, then I'm not rebuying or adding on. Because if my plan was to rebuy or add on, if I lost the hand, then I would have just gone all in on the turn. But obviously, it's different strokes for different folks. Action's going to be under the gun on Rock. The only player who's straddled tonight, it's just been kind of a calm 2-5 game, even though we just saw that huge pot right now, but hasn't been extremely crazy. The night is still young, though. Ace-10 for easy, making it 20. Sam's going to go to about 100. Ooh, small raise. Raises it 65. And Champ also with the jacks. So 2 players with jacks. Champ just calls 2. Randy with the 3s. Going to be calling as well. And Easy in real good shape here. He has the ace-10, but you can see the percentages right now. He is statistically favored in this 4-way pot. 27% for him, Champ with 26% because he does have a better flush draw. And then Sam with 25% and Randy with 22%. So Easy, even though he doesn't have a pair, is actually favored going 4 ways to the flop. Randy looking for a 3. And it's going to come king high. It's probably going to check to Sam. The only question is Sam going to bet? There's 260 in the pot. Really only has to worry about the king, but it is a 4-way pot. He thinks somebody might be trying to trap him. 5 on the turn. All of these players feel that like the other one's trying to trap them. And Easy's going to put out a bluff here. It's going to be a small bet. Basically a quarter of the pot. And either Sam or Champ's going to call here. Probably both. Sam might even raise. No, Sam just calls. Champ will fold. And let's see what Randy does. He's getting a really good price here, but he does let it go. So Easy needed an ace. And he will not get there. And it looks like he's going to bluff. $380 in the pot, and he's going to be betting 130. So let's see if Sam makes the curiosity call. It'll be the right call. Like I said, everybody checked the flop. Everybody fearing the king. Nobody does have the king, though. Oh, and Sam's going to let it go. So Easy got bluffed earlier by David in seat 3, and now Easy is the one doing the bluffing. I like it. So Rock making day 2 of the Valley Poker Open, and Sam, he's the 4th player down. He's also making day 2. He'll be bringing 285,000. Looks like both Ruben Hinojosa and Alfredo Rodriguez. Looks like they're the current chip leaders right now. Both of them have 450,000 in their stack. The list is from this morning. The list is updated as of this morning. We have played a flight this morning. We are playing another flight right now, and then there'll be a turbo at 9:15. Champ raising with the ace-queen suited. And he will hit an ace. Champ's been betting pretty small tonight, so I think he's going to go like 20. 25. It's 25. Rock just calling with 10 high. I think he has some plans. I don't think his plans are going to work. Diamond coming on the turn. Champ picking up a flush draw. I didn't think Rock's plan was going to work to begin with, but now it's not working for sure. And he realizes that now. And he will make the fold. There's also a bonus for the players who bag the most and have the most entries. So there's all the information. We still have 10 flights remaining as of this morning. We've only had one player bag twice, so it's the top 3 players. And the top 5 players with the most entries will get a $1,500 bonus. You can see first place is way out in front. I think first place has locked up that bonus, but there's still 4 other bonuses available for second, third, fourth, and fifth. So pretty much 7 entries will break you even. So everybody in with at least 8 entries for that bonus. $15 raise coming from the King 5 of Hearts. Ace Queen for easy just makes the call. And Oscar with the 7-3. Nice hand in blackjack. We'll see if he's able to make it work in poker. Two hearts on the flop, jack high. Nick, your pre-flop raiser, flopping a flush draw. Should be continuing here. 40? No, he checks. So the 7-3 has the best hand right now, and now he will bet. Nick's going to make the call with his flush draw. He also has a pair to go along with his flush draw. Might have even raised there, but just chooses to call. So Nick looking for a king, a 5, or a heart. And Oscar will check his pair. And Nick puts out a small bet that's going to get called here. I don't think he could fold for 20. Oh, he folds for 20.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I felt bad because every damn pick I was giving you, lost. More funny to make
Once again, we are live in the YouTube chat. I know we are streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Twitch and a couple of other platforms, but the only channel that I have access to is the YouTube channel, TCH Live, for the chat. All right, there's the pre-flop raise, and you can see Randy in front.
Champ, who's on that card? Who's coming up?
David with the raise under the gun with the King Jack offsuit. Looks like Professor K made the call. Let's see what his hand is. It's going to be ace queen. Champ with kings, and Champ just making the call. Rock with the deuces. So last time a Champ played the kings super slow. I don't think he's going to play him slow this time. As Randy puts on the 3 bets of 65, gets a call from Rock, gets a call from Nick. And Champ needs to size it up pretty big here. Probably about 350. How much does he have in his stack? He has 400, so he's just going all in. So Champ was going to raise to about 300, I want to say, but he only had $400 in his stack. So he's going to go all in. His trap is going to work. Or his trap should work. Professor K might call him. That's the only hand that I can see. Randy does have queen 10 of spades. That is a pretty hand, 40% of a royal flush. But he just got 4-bet. And it's very uncommon. Oh, Randy's going with it? Wow. You see that he did move all in because he wants to play heads up. He's putting champ on ace-king here. This is why he's making the move. He's putting champ on ace-king, which would make his hand about 40%. And with all the dead money in there, he's going after it. So doesn't think champ has a big pocket pair, but we can see that he does. Randy's going to need a 10. A queen does nothing. Oh, there's the ace. And the kings will get the double up. Like I think Professor K might have caught the 400, considering that he had a almost $1,000 stack. But instead it is Randy the one making the move. And I believe Professor K just letting Chap know he was going to call him with the ace-queen if it was folded around to him. Raise first in. You can see Randy also leading that category. And looks like we're going to have a dealer change. While they do the dealer change, we will once again remind you of the Valley Poker Open.
Into 25,000 playing poker, Texas Card House is proud to present the $100,000 guaranteed Valley Poker Open from July 25th to August 5th. $200 buy-in. Day 2 on August 5th with the final table streamed worldwide. For more details, visit texascardhouse.com.
So let's see who the new dealer is. Previous dealer, Jeremiah. And still don't know who the new dealer is. The dealers do change out every hour on the stream table. They change out every half hour on the main floor. Easy coming in for the $15 raise. Champ with the same hand makes the call. Randy, who just lost that huge pot, will take a break. Nick with the suited jack. And David getting priced in with his 4-5. And David will hit a 4 to take the lead. Now David turned into pair. Let's see if he puts out a bet. He's going to put out 25. Very small bet. Only a third. $75 pot. He bets $25. So a third size bet with the 2 pair. Oscar with the gut shot. Needs a deuce. But he will make the fold. As does Nick. All right, so it looks like we got Juanito in the box. There's the aggressive frequency. Randy also leading the way there. Professor K and Easy both at 26%. And looks like we got our second straddle of the night. Nick putting out $10. As the action will start to the left of the straddle. Everything you own in a box to the left. Jack 10 for Easy. Oh, he's going to raise with it. 25 to go. Champ making the call. with the pocket pair. And Randy raising with the 8-6. Doesn't feel like easy's very strong. And it's actually Oscar, the one with the hand here. I think if he's out of position, he should raise, but he is in position against Randy, so he's just making the call. Nick with the suited king. Would have called the 25s, not going to call the 140.
Hey, dealer buddy, ask her if she wanted the vanilla cream in her chai latte.
Now easy, the initial raiser.
Okay.
I don't feel like he can call, and he does not. Champ might stick around with the 6s. He's already doubled up, so he has some chips to play with, and he's going to put those chips to work. So the initial raiser was easy out of the big blind. Randy with the 3-bet does pick up 2 callers. Almost $500 in the pot, 457. 457. And Randy's gonna represent the queen. And Oscar's just gonna go all in here. Randy with a very small continuation bet. Trying to figure out if anybody had the queen, and he figures out the information by betting $80 on the flop. Here's the VPIP. Voluntarily put money in the pot. Easy leading the way there, with both Nick and Champ in at 52% and David in right at 50%. Sam is on the bottom end at only 14%. So I think Sam should be increasing that as the night continues. He just really hasn't caught any good hands yet. Everybody else in at least 20%. Professor K, 20%. And looks like we have another straddle. So under the gun straddle, button straddle, excuse me, from David. The action will be on easy. 10-5. Nickel and dime. Randy with the ace-10 of diamonds. Just limping. Really hasn't had much go his way, so changing up his strategy. Oscar calling with the suited queen. And David looks like he's going to check his option. So one player with diamonds, one player with spades, one player with clubs, and it's going to come diamonds. Randy flopping the best, flopping the flush draw. David does hit an 8, as does Oscar. David with the small bet. Randy's just makes the call. And that's going to bring along Oscar. Club on the turn for fun? No. So Oscar still with the best hand. Randy with the flush draw. He has the best draw, but he's going to check. Oscar also checking. And David knocks on the table. King pairing on the river. So now the 8 of Oscar and Randy feeling better. And Randy's just going to shut it down. So Oscar winning back-to-back hands. So really hard to know how the table's going to play, which I find it funny when I sometimes watch some other streams and the commentators are all like, we got a great one for you tonight. It's going to be action-packed. And they actually don't know. I mean, based upon the player lineup, they can pretty much have a general idea, but you never really know how the stream's going to be. And for whatever reason, tonight's stream has been a little on the passive side. I'm sure that's going to change as the night progresses, but right now, seems like a lot of players walking on eggshells. I guess in the commentator's defense, all of the late night talk show hosts do the same thing. Oh, we got a great show for you tonight, folks. Great show. And they really don't know for sure, but based upon the lineup, they're making that assumption.
So my buddy's a firefighter told me it was a trash fire from a cabin. That big old thing that was going on like in South. Yeah. It was a trash fire.
So Randy, back to his raisin ways.
He needed help, but if it was a trash fire,
Oh my God. Hopefully didn't damage too much though.
Jack high flop, 2 diamonds. Champ flopping top pair. Nobody else flopping much. King on the turn. Nobody has anything yet. Nobody improved. Champ still with the jack. It looks like Easy's gonna bluff. Champ shouldn't be folding here for 40, but he does have 2 players left to act behind him. He's not folding. Everybody else will fold. And Easy is drawn dead, right? It says he has outs. Queen. Okay, yeah, he needs a queen. He does make a pair, and the flush gets there. It's probably going to go check, though. Easy might have bluffed it, but now he has a pair, so he does have a little showdown value. The flush also got there. Might be worried about that.
So then these guys try, like, of course, they don't want to call the cops or anybody, so they're trying to put out the fire. Well,
Yeah, he does check.
So by them trying to put out the fire, they just got bigger and bigger. So they called it.
So in a strange way, I think the 10 might have cost Easy some money there. It actually prevented him from bluffing because now it gave him a pair, and he slowed down. Would be interesting if Easy would have missed everything and Champ would have checked on the river to see how big he would have bet. All right, the went to showdown stat. Professor K in the lead right now as 75% of the hands he has played has gone to showdown. So that just means that it goes to the river. The hand is not one pre-flop. The hand is not one on the flop or the turn. The hand gets called on the river. It either goes check, or it goes bet, call, and the players have to show the hands.
At that point, you already solved the problem of burning up the house. You know, 2 guys to watch someone fold.
Easy with the kings. Makes it 30. Was there a straddle? Yeah. So a little on the small side is the raise, as there was a $10 straddle. 2 people caught the straddle. Easy makes it 30, and you can see everybody calling. 5 ways to the flop we go. Kings out in front. Champ with the pocket 9s, and he will hit a 9. Easy's going to get in trouble here. Easy just lost the pot to Champ, and it looks like he's going to be losing another pot here, as everybody will check to Easy. 152 in the pot. He's going to bet like $100, I think. He bets half pot 75. And Champ immediately calls with his set of nines. A club might slow down the action. And that's exactly what comes. Now, that's actually a good card for easy because it does give him more outs, as he does have the king of clubs. And he's going to continue on with 150. So Champ, worried about the flush, just going to make the call here. So easy needs a club or easy needs a king. And the board pairs. So Champ no longer worried about the flush. And Champ's going to be betting here 400. Oh, Champ says all in. Oh, great fold by Easy. Easy with the immediate fold. He didn't even think about that. Think Champ got a little greedy there. I thought maybe the most Easy would call was 400, and Champ decided to go for it all. And Easy making the great fold. Did not even think about it. He didn't think Champ had the full house. He thought Champ had a flush, but he knew his kings were not good. So nice fold by Easy. So Randy not at a seat, but he does get dealt in. This is unique to the stream game. Essentially, it's like a tournament where you cannot miss a hand. You will be posted. Your blinds do get posted. And the reason why, it's because of the software, the action tracker. And he makes it back to a seat before the action's on him, but he will fold. 3 ways to the flop. A little something for everybody, as Professor K flopping top pair, Easy flopping a flush draw, and Rock flopping bottom pair. And everybody calling Easy's bet on the flop. Deuce of hearts, Professor K still out in front. And Professor K will bet his hand. Rock does make the fold, and Easy is going to be chasing his flush draw for $60. And there's the flush. The board also pairs. So interesting card. Easy's going to put out a small bet, and is that 125? Let's see if Professor K calls here, and he's going to call. Don't blame him. And he's going to see the bad news. As I said, it is Professor K's first time playing on the stream. We saw Champ make a light call from him earlier, where I think he was just trying to get information. But it also works the same way with him. He's never played with any of these players. So I think he just called there to get information just in case his opponent was bluffing.
Yeah, and then the batteries are like up to like 150. Yeah, the batteries have like 100.
You know what I noticed about my car? Because I've been in two little accidents that would have literally fucked up any of the regular cars.
Dude, I told you my wife got T-Bone.
Ace King for Oscar. Looks like he's just going to limp, set in the trap.
She never liked it. I got it for her. She started liking it. They got T-Bone, and then afterwards.
Jack 10 for David will make the raise. And Oscar should be 3-betting once this gets back to him. Oh, Sam is going to be 3-betting. So Sam with the king queen offsuit raises it to 70. And what does Randy do? Randy makes the fold. So yes, Oscar is going to put into 4-bet. So he limped with the ace-king, planning to back raise. And even though somebody re-raised in front of him, he is still going to go with this plan. And his plan should work here. It is a big sizing, but he is out of position and everybody folded. So we are on a 15-minute delay. This action is going on right now at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. It does get streamed, and this stream is on a 15-minute delay. Essentially, we're live and actually live TV, like normal regular TV, they're also on a delay. It's like a 10-second delay, granted, but we're on a 15-minute delay. And looks like it's going to be a misdeal. They forgot to deal into small blind. Yeah, the dealer just realized it. But in about another 15 minutes, the reason why I say that is because they just knocked on my door. I'm in the same building. I'm basically in a little side room here, but they knocked on my door and said that Gringo local restaurant here, providing dinner for the players. So they did knock on the door and let me know, hey, the food is here. So in about another 15 minutes, we're going to see the players get their dinner. So misdeal. And we will try it again, as we do have the under the gun straddle coming from Nick for 15. Fold it to Randy on the button with an ace. He will be coming in for a raise, maybe about 50. It's exactly 50. And Nick's not going to be able to call. So Randy winning with the best hand. All right, these are the winners and the players who are currently not winning as well. Champ, your big winner tonight. He has had kings twice and aces once. And then you have Easy, the Gringo Loco. You can actually see he's not at his seat, and I think that's why, because he is catering tonight's dinner, so he's away because I think he's making the plates right now. And then we have Professor K, first time on the stream. He's up about $200. Oscar making the comeback as he lost the big pot to Professor K early on. And then everybody else in the negative. Randy being the furthest to the right.
We're actually in a really good spot. Like if you want to travel,
The ace-3 of Easy just making the call.
I can imagine certain parts of the state maybe tough, but we're lucky.
And we will go 3 ways to a flop as Easy and Nick hit in a 3, but it is Champ making the bet with his ace high. Only $5. Everybody makes the call.
Is it the Best Western? Yeah. Okay, so I was worried.
Or it's a Holiday Inn.
I haven't taken
It was telling me to go to Alice.
Okay.
I was like, what? That's stupid. I'm not going to Alice. But the reason why is there was a line.
See, so I haven't taken it, and I'm probably gonna have to go there.
It'll tell you.
So the ace-3 of Smiley
I didn't know that. I've never encountered a line.
should win this hand,
I'm gonna go up there.
15 minutes to get the draw.
I was worried because I haven't mapped out.
but it is Champ making the bet. And Easy's just too curious. He makes the call and will win the pot with the ace-3. So Champ bluffed on the flop. Both players called him, and then he bluffs on the river again, and one player calls him.
So I was up there, and we had to deal with Don. And the night before, I stayed at it was like the Best Western. Everything was good, like the Best Western, like kind of like downtown. It's actually not too shabby.
The Omni? The tall one? The big
It's right by the Omni. It's right on the water. So
Valley Poker Open going on right now. This is the last weekend, the last 3 days that you'll be able to get qualified. $200 entry, 25K in chips, starter sacks. The blind levels are half an hour, so there is a lot of play.
turns out they had a huge after party with Tool at the hotel at the top bar, and they basically brought the whole concert there. I'm like, okay, well that explains a lot. So it was hilarious. But I'm gonna try.
So right now, at this moment, there are 3 cash game tables going on the main floor, plus this live stream, which does have a list, a waiting list of 4 players. So if any of these players choose not to rebuy, there's players waiting in the wings. And then we have, looks like 3 tournament tables. So 3 cash game tables, 3 tournament tables here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. Champ hit in the ace. He had the ace-8 last hand, lost the pot. This time it looks like he's going to win. David T does have a 6. And there's the food right on cue. So Gringo Loco, located right here in Edinburgh, right down the street from the Texas Card House on Trenton and Jackson, catering tonight's food for the players, so we do appreciate them.
¿Dólares en $25,000 jugando al póker? Texas Card House se enorgullece en presentar el Valley Open de $100,000 del 25 de julio al 5 de agosto. Solo $200 de inscripción. El segundo día será el 5 de agosto, con la mesa final transmitida en vivo a nivel mundial. Visita texascardhouse.com para más información.
Don't forget about those bonuses, as the player with the most bags, the top 3 players with the most bag get a bonus, and the top 5 players with the most entries. Kings for Professor K. I wonder if that's what the K stands for. And he's just going to lip under the gun, hoping somebody raises. But they are serving dinner, so I don't think anybody's going to be interested in making a move if they don't have a good hand here. And you can see everybody folding as David T. Oh, David T does make the raise. So Professor K should be putting in the back raise here. Probably at least 100. At least 100. And it is exactly 100. So David T not going to like this. He does have a pretty hand. And he's going to hope that his opponent has ace-king. It's the second time this happens tonight where somebody makes a call hoping their opponent has ace-king, and that's not the case. Both times they had kings. And Easy would have gotten in trouble as he had king 9. Easy would have flopped 2 pair. And Professor K is going to continue with another 100. I thought he might check considering he has the king of spades. David does have a gut shot, needs a 10 for a straight, but only 2 10s remain. And Easy there in seat 4, really not even paying attention to the hand, just enjoying his dinner, not realize how lucky he got by folding his hand. I'm pretty sure Easy had king 9 suited. I cannot rewind because this is live. The first time I see the hands is the same time you're seeing the hands, so I do not have the option of rewinding. I do have the option of pulling up the comments on YouTube and running the different promos for the Valley Poker Open. Action will be on Sam under the gun. King Jack for Oscar. He's going to make it 15. King Jack for David. He's going to make the call. And Easy with the Queen Deuce actually has the best percentage right now. Nobody hits a pair. Will Oscar put out the continuation bet? There's the 4, and Easy picks up a straight draw. A bet here will work, but he does check. And now David's going to bluff it, but I think Easy's going to call with his straight draw. No, makes the fold. So pretty big bet from David. There was $50 in the pot. He bet 60.
I gotta give you guys props. You like literally bring the whole town there, bro. It's so packed.
Other people come. And you get the other splash pad, the big one?
Yes.
You can see Champ, the winner tonight, the leader in that category. Professor K up $300, Easy up $250, and Oscar up $133. Everybody else needed to make up some ground.
David, do you want some stuff? Yes, please. Just a little. You want me to pour it? Yeah, just a little. No need for it. Come back, you can just. I don't need to hold it. You just feed it to me. You know.
Ace King for Rock.
Okay. ¿Quieres un lonche? I don't know. ¿Quieres otra cosa? Gracias. ¿Nada más?
Uh-oh. How much does Rock have in his stack? Because Rock's going to lose more money here. Rock with the Ace King makes the raise. And Easy just with the min raise. Wow. Oh, there's a 3. So David T is going to win a big hand. This is the second time that Easy gets his big pocket pair cracked. Last time he had kings. Champ called him with the pocket 9s, hits a 9. This time he has aces. And David calls him with the 3s and hits a 3. He does have some backdoor outs. Could come running hearts. I think David's going to raise here. Like 300? Or 500? So Easy with the small 3-bet as Rock made it 30 pre-flop and Easy just makes it 60. I think if Easy would have sized it up, he probably would have gotten a fold from at least one of these players. But you could see that David T outflopping the aces. Is he just going to go all in? Yeah, he says all in, and David's going to make the snap call. Oh, only really scared of jacks. Only really scared of jacks, but he's never folded. So 5 of hearts for fun? I think they're running it twice. Yeah, they're running it twice. 5 of hearts for fun? So Easy needing the ace? Nope. Easy needed an ace? Nope. So Easy getting his kings cracked, and now Easy getting his aces cracked. David does have him covered, so that's going to be a huge, huge pot. $2,600 pot. So Easy pushing his chips forward, but sees that David has him covered. So then he will just push him to the side of David. Some nice sportsmanship there from Easy.
Yeah, I'll always do whatever the other guy wants to fold. Well, twice. I'm not going to like 3-5.
And even though this game has been a little on the passive side tonight, it really doesn't matter how the players choose to play, as they're going to get certain hands where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how loose or it doesn't matter how tight of a player you are. You're just sometimes going to get hands where you're going to wind up getting all the chips in the middle, no matter how loose or tight you're choosing to play.
Yeah, I think so. Don't get me wrong, I'll always do whatever they want unless I notice they're doing dumb shit, right?
So I always see Diaz run it twice. Like I've seen him do it multiple times. And we're sitting.
So 5-3 for Randy. He might raise it here. Nope. Yeah, he does
I
raise.
want to say
20.
I had aces, and I think he had.
If Randy had a really good hand, he would be raising it here, and he's raising it with the 5-3, so balancing his range. And Champ's going to be calling him.
All right, boys, I'm gonna see you later. Just gonna chip up. I'm just gonna get some green.
So Champ with the ace-8. He's had that hand. I think that's the third time he's had ace-8 tonight.
I've seen some guys do it here, man. They'll be in the
And Randy's going to flop huge. Flops a pair and a flush draw. Probably another $20. Is it $25? $25. And Champ will make the fold.
So he bets, I go all in. He snaps me off, and I tell me, what are I put this twice? I thought I was ahead, right? And he says, what time? I'm like, okay, we get ran it twice with everybody.
Okay,
So then we
I'll
go.
be out there in 1 minute.
It's the turn card was a deuce. And
So David rack it up, but he is not leaving. He is coloring up his chips.
throws the chips, he gets up, he goes. So every time it was a big pot, maybe like I think he had maybe like $700. So then
Under the gun straddle from Randy.
whenever I see him, and I'm like, when he runs it twice, I'm like, you're gonna run it twice today? And we were talking about it, and then recently, I'm like, oh, you know, Diaz, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna talk about that, man. I said, yes, bro. I said, you were running it twice.
And I think it's going to be a miss deal.
You thought you had me, and you want to run it.
Yeah, it's going to be a miss deal.
I had you, and I wanted to run it.
So Easy was not in his seat, and they were not sure if he was rebuying, so he did not get dealt in. And then the dealer pitches the second card and sees Easy in his seat and pitches him a card, so miss deal there.
Round of straddles? What do you guys want to do? Round of straddles? Starting right here, $10. $10? I mean, minimum 10, right?
So I think the players are just waiting to have dinner because it looks like they're getting ready to put the pedal to the metal now as the table is just agreeing on a round of straddles. So let's get this game out of the muck. Here come the straddles, folks. Going to be inducing action. So this is essentially a 5-10 game now. Pay no attention to the 2-5 no limit hold'em graphic. This is now a 5-10 game. Easy's back.
Yeah, but anytime, like if you put something on the bottle, button, it opens every night. And the under gun won't.
Oh, and Rock. I guess Rock did not agree to the straddles. No, I'm actually. I actually think Rock is planning on playing on one of these flights on the tournament. So I think that's why Rock got up. I don't think it has nothing to do with the table wanting to straddle. I think Rock just wants to play in the tournament and have a shot at that have a shot at the $100,000 prize pool. Rock has already bagged, but there is a bonus for players who double bag, and he's going to go after that bonus.
Everybody else, sorry, it cost me $200.
Roxy Cage?
No. She's in the back. The room. Yeah, I would have went around and asked.
Oh, nice. Looks like they ordered Starbucks and taking care of the production crew.
They maxed out at like $100, which I don't mind.
Somebody have 9-10 of hearts? Oh, Oscar with a huge flop here. But it is Professor K who actually does flop the best hand. Randy flops a gut shot. So something for everybody here. I don't think they're folding to this $75 bet. It's a big bet by Professor K. How much was in the pot? It's over a pot-sized bet. Pot-sized bet would have taken the pot to 150, so just under $50 in the pot. So yes, indeed, both players call. And now Randy's going to turn open-ended. He had a gut shot. Now he's open-ended. Oscar still open-ended. But Professor K has two pairs, and Professor K does not want to get drawn out on as he pushes forward 2 stacks of low society. You can see Professor K with no spade in his hand. I think that's one of the reasons why he sized up here. Plus, he has a good hand. Randy's thinking about it. Does have the 10 of spades, which means his opponent probably does not have spades. So he's not worried about that. Oh, and Oscar making the call here. Is he going to raise? No, I think he's just counting how much he has. I don't think he's raising. He knows how much he's in for. I think he's in for 1,000. And he's essentially even right now, so he's trying to figure out if he wants to gamble here. Unlike Randy, he does not have a spade, so he might be worried that if a jack of spades comes or a 6 of spades comes, that's going to give his opponent a flush, so he will make the fold. And Randy's going to be looking for an ace or a 9. And that's a big brick. $747 in the pot. Professor K with less than 500 in his stack. Randy can either bet 500 or fold to the $500 bet that Professor K is going to make if Randy checks. So it looks like Randy does check. And Professor K, like I said, is just going to go all in. Did he say all in? I think he just said all in. Oh, no, he bets 300? Yeah, Randy makes the immediate fold. We do appreciate that. As Sam looking on with his Latte Larry's hat. A little nod out to Curb Your Enthusiasm. I actually had somebody tell me one time, and I don't know if it was an insult or a compliment, but I take it as a compliment. They tell me one time, you are the person, you are the closest to Larry David that I know in real life. And I can kind of agree with the statement because I do get in trouble very easy, and normally I'm not trying to get in trouble. 8-3 for Oscar into the muck. Jack 8 of diamonds. Let's see if Nick raises it. It's going to be 15? No, just 10. Oh, wait, there's a straddle. And Oscar forget it's a straddle. They had just agreed to a round of straddles, and Rock in seat 9 got up and cashed out. Like I said, I don't think that's why he cashed out. I think he's trying to get a second bag for the Valley Poker Open Tournament, as there's a couple of tables going on for that right now. So Randy with a pair, Nick with a pair and a straight draw. Flush, get in there on the river. Nobody with a heart. Randy will check. And Nick will put out a $40 bet. Randy might have called thinking his 10 was good, but now the flush got there, so the jack beats him. But he does not put Nick on a flush, and he's correct. Nick with the win with the jack. Randy thought Nick either had a queen or an 8 and missed his straight draw. But it turns out Nick had the jack. So this is the list of the players as of this morning. There was a flight at noontime. There was a flight at 5. It's actually going on right now. And then there'll be another flight at 9:15. 3 flights tomorrow. 3 opportunities to qualify for this tournament tomorrow. And then 3 more on Sunday. But you can see Rock, whose real name is Brett. He's the 3rd one down. 3rd to the last. He has 190 in his stack, and he's going to try to add to that stack. That is why he got up to play, and also go after the bonus. The top 3 bags. You can see only one player has 2 bags. So that one player is in good shape right now for the $1,500 bonus, and Rock wants to also put himself in that position. So that's why Rock got up. We do have a seat open on the stream game. There is a seat open. I know there's a list on Poker Atlas. Let's see if we can get it filled. The jacks for Oscar, also known as the Justins. And he will raise it up with the Justins to 65. Randy with the 9s. Probably going to be making the call. Is it small blind versus big blind here? And this is a great flop for jacks. Not a good flop for 9s. 150 in the pot. See what Oscar does with the JJ, the Justins. Normally this is a good flop for 9s, but as you can see, does he just call? Yeah, he's just going to call. Ace, king, or queen is going to freeze the action, and it's a queen. I knew an ace or a king will freeze the action. Don't know about the queen. Action is on Randy. He did bet the flop. Now an overcard comes to his pocket pair. He does check. Let's see what Oscar does. Oscar does check behind. 7 on the river. So I think Randy's going to bet this, and I think Randy thinks he might have the best hand right now as he bet the flop and pretty much feels that Oscar does not have a queen when he checked the turn. But Oscar has the Justins. JJ. Here comes the bet. 290 in the middle. And Randy actually wants a call here. Randy thinks he has the best hand, and he's going to be surprised when he sees the Justins. So Oscar bringing sexy back, winning the $540 pot. So there is a $1,500 bonus for the players that have the top 3 in bags. And like I said, only one player has managed to bag twice. Rott cashing out of here early, going to try to make it 2 players with 2 bags. Top 5 with the most entries. 4 players tied for second place with 8 entries. 1 player way out in front. So they do have 34 entries, so they're going to be getting a $1,500 rebate. Pocket 3s for Professor K. A little surprised he folded there. And I think the reason why he folded is he got a phone call. So you can see him away from the table. You are not allowed to be on your phone at the table. So normally he's playing those pocket 3s, but looks like he did get a phone call. And Randy, who just lost the previous hand, is going to be raising. There's a raise first in, and you can see Randy leading the way there. And looks like maybe the straddle's back on, or they reminded the players that they were going to straddle. Easy does have the $10 straddle. Action will start to the left. And looks like Professor K there finishing up with his phone call, coming back into the stream room. King 9. Looks like everybody making the call here. Even Easy coming along. So Sam, the initial raiser, with the 6-4 clubs, and everybody calling him. And Sam flopping huge. But Randy also has a flush draw. Champ with top pair. We're definitely going to see some chips flying. So Sam, the initial raiser, to 35. There was a $10 under the gun straddle from Easy. Sam made it 35. Champ calling with the ace queen. Randy calling with the 9-7. And Randy's going to continue on here with his flush draw. As it's only a $60 raise. Randy might even raise here. And it looks like that's what he's going to... Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do. No, Randy just calls. So Champ, out in front, needs to dodge a club, a 6, or a 4. How about an 8? Board pairing. Let's see if Sam slows down. He knows one of these players has an ace, and that's why he's slowing down. He does not want to hit his flush, but he does not know that. And that deuce taken away 3 of his outs, as a 4 is no longer good. So Champ's going to avoid both flush draws. $360 in the pot. Thought it would get a little crazier. Champ does check. And Randy checks behind. So Randy's been making some moves tonight, and they haven't worked out, and I think he realizes that, so we just decided to check back there, as he didn't think anybody was folding an ace, and he was correct.
Yeah, all right, sounds good.
There's the VPIP, easy out in front. Over 50%, 61 actually. Champ's been catching hands tonight. He's at 47. We have 3 players at 47%. Sam at the very bottom, less than 20%. But actually Sam raised with the 6-4 last hand. So Sam is normally at least 25% on the VPIP, sometimes 30%. But tonight really hasn't been catching cards. He's down at 13%. Everybody else in at least 20%. Professor K's first time playing the stream. He's in at 22%. Randy with the 4-6 of clubs just missed this club draw, and now he's going to raise it up to 35. There is a $10 straddle. That's why the sizing's a little big. Easy with the king queen. You saw he has a 61% VPIP. He likes to see flops, and he's going to see this flop as Professor K will fold his straddle. Heads up we go, as it'll come 7-7-6, 2 diamonds, and easy. Gonna put out the donk bet. I think it's gonna work. So easy betting 50 here. Betting out of flow. You can see Randy only has 1 out, and he's gonna make the fold. So Playground Sports Cards asking, is this game for professionals only, or can newbies play? It's open to everyone. It is open to everyone. As a matter of fact, I don't even think there's a quote-unquote professional at the table. Maybe Randy in seat 8, but he's more of a tournament player. He's had a couple of big scores in Austin and San Antonio before. but everybody else has a normal 9 to 5 job. As a matter of fact, you can see seat 2 there, just coming in from work, still has his work shirt on. B2Z Engineering. And then seat 4 there, Easy, has the Gringo Loco restaurant here in Edinburgh. Pocket nines. It is the best hand. And it's going to go check, check. Burn is down. Burn is down. Easy going to take a shot. Sam does have bottom pair, and he's going to see the river. Queen or a deuce? There's the deuce. The only problem is it brought the flush draw in, and Easy is scared of the king and the jack. Sam hoping that Easy has the king or the jack, but he does not, and he will make the fold.
Especially if it's a straight. You gotta be careful with the left straight. You get quartered on that too. Yep.
See, that's what happens when you double force deal over like straight.
So I know there was a list for this stream game. I don't know if the players are in the building, or I don't know if the players are playing the tournament. But we are currently 8-handed. Oh, the list did get cleared out, so I think the players are playing in the tournament.
It's like bingo. It's like bingo.
And they are reminding Champ about the straddle, and there's the straddle. Action will be on Randy.
So y'all run a regular burn?
Every down. We just don't go on the stream.
Queen Jack for Nick. Looks like a min raise. No, he makes it 25. David with the ace makes the call. Easy with the suited ace, also making the call. Professor K with the Doyle Brunson will muck. Sam just won last hand, but it's not going to make it 2 in a row. And Champ will put out the extra $15 with his ace-5. The 3 players with an ace, you can actually see the Queen Jack is statistically favored against those particular hands. And the numbers don't lie, as the queen gets flopped. And Easy's going to put out a small bet here. It's not going to work, as Nick has the Queen Jack. Nick will be making the call.
After you start putting PLO in there, you're like,
Now holding, people will fold. Like you can't have like enough on one board.
Nick turning 2 pair. And now he's going to lead. If the jack was a spade, Easy would have called. But Easy with ace high, knowing that his bluff on the flop did not work, will now fold his hand.
while we were leaving, they were like, let's do a bop on us. So I lost like 25 on that hand. I went all in, he called me, but he had I had like a,
Went to showdown.
bro, he's a roller.
Professor K, half of the hands he's played have gone to the river. Everybody else in less than 50%.
He was potty. I had the nuts, he was potty.
I know they were doing a round of straddles, and Randy was the one that started that, so it doesn't look like they're going to continue. And right as I say that, Randy says, take that. Keep in mind, I am in the same building here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley, but we are on a 15-minute delay. The reason why the 15-minute delay is there is essentially to prevent any shenanigans where a player could be getting signals from somebody. So these players will find out what their opponents were playing 15 minutes later if they do have some friends or family watching. Randy calling the extra 15 with the best hand, king high. And it's going to come ace, ace, 7. It's probably going to go check, check. There's the check, there's the check. And Randy hitting his king. The king of hearts, also known as the suicide king. It's also the only king without a mustache. And it's going to go check, check, and Randy will pick up the pot. So Randy's still in the red as he lost the huge pot early on to Champ. And Champ winning over $1,000, as is David T. Professor K up $700, and Oscar up $300. Everybody else in the red. So we got the haves and have-nots. 4 players winning, 4 players trying to get out of the hole. So I'm not sure if the mandatory straddle is still on, but it looks like they're keeping it going. Nick with the fold. And everybody else folding. Randy with the ace. See if he raises it. I think if there was more players in the hand, he would raise it. But it's going to be heads up. And he has an ace. He's going to raise it. But Oscar with the suited queen. Oh, he does make the fold. I didn't think he would fold. Raise first in. Is that what this is? Raise first in. So Randy leading the way. And let's see if Nick puts out the straddle. As we are in hand 45. So normally we get about somewhere. Normally the over-under is about 90 on the number of hands to get dealt during a stream. And we are pretty much at that pace, as I believe we're getting ready for a dealer change.
They want more hands, so he's just breaking everyone so they can do more hands. The producer's selling them faster, like more hands. For the big tip. There you go.
And right on cue, there's the dealer change. And here's our commercial.
Into 25,000 playing poker, Texas Card House is proud to present the $100,000 Guaranteed Valley Poker Open from July 25th to August 5th. $200 buy-in. Day 2 on August 5th with the final table streamed worldwide. For more details, visit texascardhouse.com.
And we will have Jeremiah, or Jerry as his friends call him, back in the box.
Do you guys like this? I don't really like the small blind game. I don't care about it, but I don't think it drives action.
I mean, it does for the small blind.
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't see it.
I don't like it. I was going to suggest something before. Different.
I mean, I would say like a stand-up game. Stand-up or 7 deuce or something like that.
7 deuce.
I mean, I don't care. I'll play any game.
Sam with the queen jack coming in for the race. Has the lowest VPIP, working on increasing it. Both Easy and Nick with an ace, but we can see Sam has the highest percentage to make a hand against both aces, but Easy folding his ace. So now Nick back in the lead, and it's all spades. Sam with the spade, I think, is going to put out a small continuation bet here of like 40. How about 35? And that'll do it.
I did it one time, and because there was no spot on the whole book, so I didn't do no bid. And I got
So taking a look at those leaders, these are the players with the day 2 bags. And some of these players are playing right now. We saw Rock, Brett, 190. He was playing on the stream earlier. Christopher Ramirez, that's Baby Spider. He normally plays on the stream. We got Surge, partner. He's played on the stream before. Kenneth Jones, he's dealt on the stream before. Nicholas Munoz, that's seat number 2 there. So you can see these players, they play cash, they play tournaments. Easy has dipped below 60% on the VPIP, but still that's a really big number. Sam has increased his VPIP. I think Sam's going to wind up right at 20% by the time the stream is over. We're exactly halfway done. We have just under 2 hours to go in tonight's stream. Normally on Friday nights, they do continue to play after the stream. And it looks like they're keeping the straddle going, as Champ will call with the King Jack. Randy with the 4-5 coming in as well. David with the Chad Johnson, the 8-5. And Easy with the suited ace, raising it up. What's the raise to? 40? I think it's too small.
Were you playing there or SA? What was it both better?
And like I said, I don't think the raise was going to be big enough. Normally, if you are going to be out of position, you want to size up since you're going to be out of position if you get called. And you can see that's what's happening here. That's pretty much everybody calling Easy's race, even the 4-5 offsuit. And a 5 comes right on the flop, but an ace follows. And Easy going to put out another small bet. Randy might raise this. No, he's just going to call. He does have a heart. He's the only player with a heart. Oh, and Easy's going to hit a full house. And Easy's going to bet big here. And that's going to get it done. Nice hand. Ace-5. The new ace-king if you ask the tournament players. So the aggression frequency, Easy and Randy leading the way. They were just involved in the previous pot. Oscar and Sam on the other end of the spectrum. And looks like that straddle is continuing on. Sam straddling, getting 9s. Champ with the 7-4, puts it in the muck. Randy raising with his 4-5 of hearts. Should be 3-betting here with this ace-queen. Just calls. And Sam with the 9s just calls as well. I thought the ace-queen should have 3-betted considering there was a straddle and somebody raising the straddle. And the ace-queen's going to hit. Randy with the combo draw, flush draw, and a straight draw. And Randy, the pre-flop raiser, will put out a bet of 45. So Randy looking for a heart or a deuce. He now turns more outs. Now he needs a 6. He went from a gut shot to a double gut shot. Bet the flop. He's going to continue on here. I think he knows his opponent has an ace, but he's pretty much just setting his price here by betting 45 and 55. And he's going to miss. You can see the pot's $342. I don't think a bluff will work here. And I don't think Randy's going to bluff. There's the check. Oscar checks back right away, and he will show him the ace. So Randy raising pre-flop with the 4-3 of hearts, bets the flop, bets the turn, finally waves the white flag on the river. This is good. Went to showdown. Looks like the straddle is continuing. Don't forget, we are live on the YouTube chat. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Oh, double straddle. This game did start a little bit slow, but it looks like it's starting to get a little gambly. So David just calling the restraddle here with the Jack 9. And Randy does not want to hit a 9. David flopping top pair. And he will bet. And Randy folding immediately. And it looks like the straddles are continuing. That's just gonna build the pots. And let's be honest, that's why we're probably tuning in to see some big pots. I like big pots and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
Isaac said it's better for us to get a house. I don't know. But I said, as long as we're not in a sketch area. As long as we don't stay in a sketch area. We can go stay in bunk beds.
Queen 10 of diamonds for easy. Raises it up to 25. Professor K folding his button, the King Jack. Champ with the 6 will be making the call. And Randy the straddler as the Ace 7. Calling for sure, might raise. Calling for sure. Might raise, does raise. Looks like a big raise. It is a big raise. Goes from 25 to 160.
Did you like it? Well, the Chiefs were there. The team was like, you know, all the players' wives and all like the management.
So Easy does have a very pretty hand, but I don't think it's pretty enough to call a $160 raise. And Easy disagrees. Easy says he has 40% of a royal flush, and he's going to call in position. What does Champ do with the 6s? Champ's your big winner tonight, so he does have some chips to splash around with. Will he splash around here? No, he does not. So Randy in front right now. And Easy flopping a royal flush draw. The king of diamonds is there, so he still has the possible royal flush draw. And looks like he's going to put Easy all in. And the ace high is actually out in front right now. Easy needs an ace, a 9, a queen, or a 10. Randy needs everything else. Diamond? Oh, Easy hits a 10, and Easy hits a straight. So Easy gets there twice. Got there on the turn with the 10, and then gets there on the ace with the river. And that's going to put Randy down more than 2K. Ironically, Easy's still in the red even after winning that hand.
I have a buddy of mine who's a jeweler, and now they close it down. But they would do like the biggest jewelry show in the Tropicana. So a lot of the folks would stay there because the comedians would just like, they would all stay at the Tropicana. They're giving like hundreds of millions of dollars in jewels, and they're all staying at the Tropicana. The IWJG show would be there.
I stayed in Circus years back too, and that place was kind of terrible.
Greetings from Edinburgh, Scotland. I can smoke these guys. Well, somebody asked earlier, these are not professionals. These are just normal quote-unquote amateurs. True story. We are in the city of Edinburgh, Texas, which is spelled exactly like Edinburgh, but without the H at the end. This is all a true story. Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley, located in South Texas. The area down here is known as the Rio Grande Valley. The city that we're in is the county seat of Hidalgo County, Edinburgh. So from one Edinburgh to another Edinburgh. Four deuce of spades for Nick, and he's going to come in for a raise. And we're going 5 ways to a flop. Like I said, once they started the straddling, it was going to build some big pots. And I did not lie. So Nick flopping a pair with some backdoor draws. Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. But he's going to check. And Easy, who flops the jack, will put out a $20 bet. Professor K calling him with bottom pair, as is Nick. Harder spade? Harder spade? No. Easy's hand just improves, as I believe everybody's drawing dead now, right? Yeah, everybody's drawing dead. And Professor K's going to put out the bluff. And he's not going to be happy when Easy calls. Look at Easy double checking his cards like, ah, man.
And she was literally like staring at me the entire concert, and I could not stay awake. So my wife's pinching me, and she's like, she's looking at you, she's looking at you. And I was like asleep. All I remember is her coming out.
Does Easy raise?
She came out like with the Titanic with this big clock.
There is a 2 clubs
And I was just like, I was literally
on the board, so he might raise for that reason. But if you notice, he double checked his cards, and now he's raising, which is normally a sign of strength. And Professor K immediately folds. He knows he got caught.
So then we go, and Jennifer's there with me, and she's literally like, it actually was, I was there for a match called to Easy called. Ramon was there too. And my wife is like sitting next to me, and I'm literally, I'm tired. So I fall asleep, and she's just like pinching me to wake up. And I'm like, just pinching me, and I wake up, she's looking at you, she's looking, but she really was looking at me. She's like, what's up with this guy in the front row in the center?
So actually, the city of Edinburgh got its name, has to do with poker, at least down here, right? It was actually named after Edinburgh, Scotland. But the reason why is when the city was first founded, Edinburgh, Texas used to be known as Chapin, Texas. There's actually still a Chapin Street here in the city. But back in the day, it was known as Chapin, Texas. And the guy that it was named after actually killed somebody in a poker game. They were playing a poker game, and he killed somebody. So they're like, you know what? We need to change the name of this town. It can't be named after this guy who just killed somebody in a poker game. So that's how they changed, or why they changed the name to Edinburgh. one of the persons on the committee was from Scotland, and they said, "Hey, let's name it after Edinburgh, Scotland, and just take off the H." And that's how the city of Edinburgh got its name. It is poker related, ironically.
I'm not big on kids. I've gone to a bunch of them, but it's like because my wife.
King Jack 9. 2 players flopping top pair. 2 players flopping a straight draw. Those 2 players are the same players. King Queen still out in front.
So they went to Vegas and they wanted to go like to the Hello Kitty cafe, to the donut shop. Like literally, I guess because of social media, the girls knew where to go. They knew where to go.
I think Easy's going to call here. There he goes again, double checking his hand. I don't think he's raising this time though, but I do think he's calling. There's the call.
That was the first time I seen it work.
So Easy looking for a queen. And he's probably going to call a bet here on the river as he has kings and deuces with the jack kicker. I think he's going to call here. Let's see if he does. Yeah, you can see him cutting out the chips. He's hoping it's going to be a chop pot. Kings and deuces with the jack kicker is what he's playing. And he hopes his opponent has the same hand where his kicker does not play. There's the call. And he will show him the queen kicker.
Hey, John Gray, we got a seat.
Come on in, John Gray. Let's go. Come on in, Chad.
Open seat, buddy.
There's somebody walking by the stream room. They're trying to fill up that last seat, but I think most everybody here tonight is here for the Valley Poker Open. It's their last opportunity to qualify this weekend.
Be on the right side.
It's all like the
I don't want to do it.
whole healing the cards and everything is just all for show and bullshit.
I don't want to do it.
So action under the gun, David with the 9-5.
When I first learned, I was like, wait, so you just heal the cards just like sweat them? And they're like, yeah, that's like part of it. That's why they knew immediately.
Both blinds calling and the straddler checking his option as it comes 9 high. Oscar with the straight draw, open-ended, makes the call. Nick with top pair also makes the call, and Champ has the same hand.
Have you heard the ESPN 30 on 30? Queen of, it's called Queen of, I think it's called Queen of Courts or Queen of Swords. It's an ESPN documentary, 30 on 30, it's a podcast on the deal.
And both Champ and Nick will make top 2, queens up. So they will be chopping the pot. When it's all said and done, they wind up winning $8 and $7 respectively. There is an extra $1, and that extra $1 does go to the position, the player in the worst position. And that player in the worst position was Nick. So to the left of the button, the player closest to the left of the button does get the extra $1. You can see Nick getting $3, Champ getting $2. That is generally the rule at all casinos and card rooms here in the United States. Although I have played at a casino before, and I don't think they have the rule, but they used to have the rule back in the day at the Borgata in Atlantic City, where the extra chip, the odd number chip, would go to the player who has the best suits. So as opposed to the worst position, they would go with the best suits. I had never seen that before. But that happened in the Borgata. But this is probably like 15 years ago when it happened. I don't think they still have that same rule. There was a lot of weird rules they had at the Borgata. They had no chip runners, I remember, so the line at the cage was always huge. They wouldn't let you run it twice. But these rules were 15 years ago. Sure, they've changed them. All right, trips for the Queen 4. Easy catching a straight draw, open-ended.
I think he got to the point where it's like, you know, and I think he was at an age where it's like, I don't want to stop playing. I don't want to play. Like,
Just didn't want to happen. It wasn't about the money. They didn't want him to win.
yeah.
Oh, damn. The goat's coming in.
Oh, looks like we got somebody filling that seat.
How'd you like them? Good?
No, man. I was like, I've never seen nunca había probado los.
Oh, and it looks like the Cajun Asian,
I didn't know what to expect, and I was like,
based upon his neck.
prometo que everybody ordered them, but I was like, I don't know. And I
So you guys know, I have the menu here somewhere so you guys can order and then we'll deliver to you guys.
Ay, no sabía. Siempre estamos, ¿qué vamos a comer hoy?
Yeah, they'll be
Qué
right
bueno
there,
que
right
me
out the road.
dices.
We have a variety of food too.
¿Sabes qué queremos probar que vendí? Los panchos o nachos.
So let's see if they add the extra player in the system. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Cajun Asian. And there it is. Seat 9, Cajun Asian.
Pero no, a mí los nachos me quedé enamorada. La primera vez, te lo
So I was actually gone for half of July. Wasn't able to call the stream. I was in Vegas for the World Series of Poker, but the Cajun Asian took over the stream, so you may have heard his voice before here on the TCH Live as he does some commentating. So he's from the New Orleans area. Slidell to be exact. Ace high flop.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Yeah, like a late night menu and quick stuff so that you can deliver quick. People look for it. They want quick.
I'll order taco polenta like really late in the morning, but it takes like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
There are the player stacks.
We knock ours out in 15 minutes, but you know, plus the delivery might take about like better than 10. So
You can probably make that stuff in 30 minutes.
yeah,
If you really think about it. Everything North McAllen, North Edinburgh, North Cypress.
Yeah, 'cause down up in general, DoorDash runs all night, so. Taco polenta, 24 hours.
So Cajun Asian coming in for the $15 raise.
Out of McAllen, stuff like that, they close it like a
everything, like you can see, there's a bunch of stores.
Oh, the Queen Jack, the Cajun Asian raising with the Queen Jack and flops a straight. And he's going to put out another 15, raise 15 before the flop and puts out 15. Looks like Oscar's going to call him. Spade for fun? No, the board pairs. Cajun Asian will continue on. I think Oscar's going to call. He does have a straight draw. A pair and a straight draw, but the board has pair tens. That does not deter him.
I already have a made hand.
Cajun Asian calling for a 7 of diamonds, but it is a 3 of diamonds. And he's going to bet 75, making it seem like a bluff. Betting exactly half pot. And Oscar's thinking about calling him light. King beats him, the 10 beats him. And he finally does make it the fold. Cajun Asian shows that he flopped the nuts. So we are streaming on TCH Live, which is the main channel for all the Texas card houses in Texas. They do stream in Dallas. And it looks like we have a fan of the Dallas stream. Anyone else only like the Dallas stream? I'm guessing, and obviously you can tell me in the chat, but I'm guessing the main reason why you like the Dallas stream is they play for some pretty big stakes in Dallas. We're playing 2-5, which is a game you're going to find at most casinos everywhere. But you can let us know in the chat on if that's the reason why you like the Dallas stream. And then we have somebody watching from Hammond, Indiana. I've actually been to that casino. Just outside of Chicago. Kings. We've had a lot of players wake up with aces and kings, and this time it's Oscar with the kings. Randy raising to 25 with the sevens, just back in his seat. And Oscar 3-betting with the kings to 80. David makes the call with the jack 8 of clubs. Pretty hand. Not sure I would have called a 3-bet with it. It looks like Randy's just going to go all in with the sevens. 421. And he's going to run into it. Sometimes that happens in poker where you just run into it. And that looks like what happened to Randy here. Yeah, pocket fives aren't calling. It's just trying to get the TV time. Did Oscar just ask for a count? Oh, Oscar has 2 players left behind him. Did you see him exhale? He's acting like he has a decision here. And the reason why is because he has 2 players behind him. Look at him grimacing. And he finally makes the call, the reluctant call, as he's trying to bring in the jack 10 of clubs and the ace queen. So it would have been a huge tell if he would have done all of that and raised, but he just makes the call, trying to throw off David T and easy, and you can see David T does not like it. The suited jack 10. I've heard some people call it the Asian aces. But David is not Asian, so he will make the fold. And now Easy, who does have an ace. You can see the pot's already over $1,000. Let's see if Oscar's acting is going to bring Easy into this pot. I'm very curious to watch the replay of this later on. I can't do it right now because obviously it's watching it live with you, and I cannot rewind because got to watch the next hand. But I know Oscar was acting, reluctantly calling. I just want to see the performance again, so maybe we can nominate him for an Oscar later on. And Easy does make the fold, so we're going to go heads up to this $1,000 pot. Oh, the king comes right on the flop. Spades? Nope. Randy drawn dead. Easy would have hit. Oh, Easy would have hit 2 pair, and David would have hit the straight. David would have hit the straight with the jack 10. So $1,000 pot going to Oscar. So John Martinez, like I said, watching from Horseshoe Casino, Hammond, Louisiana. That's just east of Chicago, right next to Gary, Indiana. And then we got Brandon watching from Aledo, Texas. So Aledo, North Texas area, just south of Fort Worth.
I mean, it would have never got it unless I rejam. No, he had 1,000. He had 1,000 behind. He had enough behind that it hurt, but not enough to make it worse.
So Nick with the Jack-9 offsuit.
I like that he was thinking about it.
And looks like Randy's not going to rebuy. I think Randy's going to jump into the tournament as there is a turbo at 9:15 coming up. So we lost Rock earlier to the tournament, and I think we lost Randy also to the tournament. Cannot blame him. $200 entry, $100,000 prize pool, $25K guaranteed for first.
Get open, Josh. Come on in, baby.
All diamonds on the flop. Sam with the jack of diamonds. Nick with the pair of nines. Everybody checking. Looks like Nick's going to bet his second pair here. Hoping to get it through, and he will.
I think everybody's on that tournament. Are they going to do the late night turbo? Yeah, they do the turbo.
Everybody over there is just going to hang out out here. Oh, here we go. Okay, fire for the turbo.
I think somebody's taken seat 8. And yes, indeed, somebody coming in there in seat 8. Let's see who it is. So this is also something a little different on the stream, where the game does have to pause for a bit while we get in all the players' information. We do need the exact stack size. There's a green chip there, so they'll get exactly how much this player's in for. That way, all of the stats get punched in properly. It is a $500 minimum buy, and it looks like that's what the player is coming in for. And it looks like it's going to be Antonio. And he comes right in on the big blind. So not sure which Tony it is. Oh, it's that Tony. $10-9 of hearts for easy. He will raise Tony's big blind. Sam makes the call with the King-9. And Tony's playing his first hand. 5-6 of spades. And he will flop bottom pair, but Sam flops middle pair. Tony's going to lead right out. Bet in $35 into the $47 pot, so almost a pot-sized bet. Acting like he has the ace. And Sam believes him. Sam figures it's this guy's first hand, and he wouldn't be bluffing his first hand, but we could see he did bluff his first hand. Aggressive frequency. Both Cajun Asian and Tony out in front, but that's just because they only played a couple of hands. I always say this at the beginning of the stream. These stats really don't mean anything until we get about 20 hands played. The sample size is just too small, so the stats are skewed. And that was the case there for both Tony and the Cajun Asian. Nick with the King 4 of hearts, making it 20. David with the Queen 10 makes the call, and Professor K will take a peek at his cards. Sam with the Ace 10 thinks he has the best hand, and he will put out the raise to 85. I might have gone to 100 just because there was 2 players, but the 85 is going to work, and that's going to count towards Sam's VPIP. Sam right now the lowest VPIP, but he really hasn't been catching cards tonight. It would have been crazy if this stat was a VPIP, but it's not. It's raise first in. Looks like the straddles are off. Ace King for David. Is that 25 or 30? Just 20. Okay. And nobody having anything to call.
How far are you? The one before this week. So I'm up to the one before this week. So I saw, the last one I saw was a lot of stuff happening. Bro.
So up over $1,000. David T and Champ, they're both up just over 1,000. Oscar almost there, $5 short of 1,000. Professor K in at 580. Cajun Asian 88. Lucky number 88.
Never would have thought that.
She's like, don't watch it without me. I won't. My little boy's account. Yep, found it.
Ace Jack for Champ, and he'll make it 15. Tony making the call with the Ace 4, and the Cajun Asian coming along with the King Queen. 10 high flop.
Oh, yeah.
So Tony puts out the bluff. 10 high flop. Normally nobody's going to have a 10, and Tony puts out the bet and takes it down.
Every day I have been working, well, different parts, not always federal, but different governments for 20 years, and every day there's something else required. I can't imagine how, like, third world countries run, because we're so fucked up, but we run pretty good. We're like, like other countries, it has to be like a train wreck.
Let me check the poker atlas to see what the action is on the floor here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. So we have 3 tables of 1-3 hold'em. We have this stream table going on right now, and we have the Valley Poker Open, as we have, I believe, 2 or 3 tables there, showing there's 33 entries. 26 minutes remaining for registration, and then the turbo will start at 9:15. There's the VPIP, and I thought Sam would get to 20% before the night was over. It looks like he's at 21, and now Professor K in at the bottom. First time playing the stream, that is understandable. Easy has been involved in over half the pots tonight. Loco. Straddle on the button. Pocket 9s for Tony. He just makes the call. Cajun Asian's probably going to be raising here. Makes it 65. So Tony will make the call. As we'll go heads up to the $150 pot. Tony out in front. I think he checked dark. Cajun Asian hit in a pair. Yes, Tony did check dark, and I think Cajun Asian's going to bet here. Bets 100. Is Tony going to fold the nines? He did not want to see an overcard to his nines. The jack is out there, but he will make the call. He is in front right now. Cajun Asian looking for an ace or a six. And let's see if he slows down. Tony once again checking. 2 flush draws on the board. Straight draw now on the board. Anybody with a 5. And it'll go check, check. 10 on the river, another overcard to the nines. Nobody should have a 10. And Tony checks again, and we'll show the pocket nines for the $350 pot. Went to showdown. Professor K's been leading this since the beginning, but you can see now Tony, Champ, and Oscar also in the 30%. Doesn't look like Sam's in his seat. I guess he heard me. AC Deucey for Oscar. Just makes the call. Easy making the raise with the better ace. And Oscar making the call. Oscar out flopping Easy, hitting his deuce. But Easy's gonna lead. Oh, Oscar folds. Little interest in there. He calls a raise, hits a pair, but still folds. Pre-flop raising. Tony, who just sat down, only 7 hands. He's in at 0%. He has not been the pre-flop raiser. He has called some raises a couple of times, but he has not been the one doing the raising. Champ calling under the gun with the suited ace. Tony also with the suited ace, and it looks like he's going to be raising. So he's no longer at 0% with the raise first in stat. And David T making the call with the queen 4 of spades. Sam calling with the best hand right now, the pocket 3s. And Champ also makes the call. So A7, A7, queen 4, 3s. And the 3s will continue on with the lead. But both Champ and Tony flopping a straight draw, needing a 9. And now Tony turns a flush draw, so I think Tony does not bet. Is anybody gonna bet at this spot? Sam had the pocket 3s, needed to avoid an ace, a 7, a queen, or a 4, and does all of that. I don't think David T is gonna bluff, considering he's getting a massage, and he does not bluff. Sam shows his hand And look at the big smile on his face. He can't believe that he does not hit a set and he avoids all of the overcards. So Sam not hitting his set with the threes, but still dragging the pot. So it looks like the straddle is off. Tony with the queen deuce making the fold. Nick with the ace 10 comes in for 15. It's kind of funny because the open and raise on Wednesday's game, which was a 1-3 game, was 15. And the open and raise for this game, which is a 2-5 game, is also 15. Nick flopping a gut shot with the ace 10, and he will bet and get the quick fold from Champ. So we got James tuning in for the first time, or I guess his friends call him Tex. What's going on, everybody in the commentator? Hey, commentator, that's me. First time checking out this stream while grinding online this Friday. Cheers from the Austin, San Antonio area. So he says Austin, San Antonio. So what's up there? Like Blanco? I don't think it's Johnson City. I'm gonna go with Blanco. Maybe New Braunfels. The 7 deuce for the Cajun Asian. Ace, ace 5. Easy with the jack 9. Cajun Asian makes the bet, but he's going to show, right? Yeah, he's going to show the 7 deuce. I figure that's why he played it. I figured he played it to show it if he gets the bluff through, and that's exactly what happened. So we got Chase with the question, why are the chips at TCH in Dallas so sticky? And I can honestly tell you, I do not know. As TCH Dallas, that's the second time somebody mentions TCH Dallas tonight. As somebody asked earlier if anybody else only likes the Dallas stream. And like I said, I'm really not sure why they prefer the Dallas stream, but I would imagine it's because the pots do get bigger. But we are actually in South Texas. TCH Dallas in North Texas. TCH Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. Trips were easy. Oh, I was checking the comments and I missed this big hand. As Easy turns trip jacks, but Champ flopped a set. Easy's going to check raise here, right? That's why you check the turn? He checked the turn. So he's check raising. There's also 2 spades on the board. Here comes the check raise. I mentioned this earlier. When you see somebody look back at their cards and then raise, they normally have a big hand, but Easy only calling here. Wow. So spade might save Easy some money, and there's the spade. Champ's going to be able to get some more value out of this hand, but Easy's going to put out the blocker bet. And like I'm saying, this spade should save Easy money. I don't think Champ's going to raise. I think Champ's just going to call as... Oh, no, wait, he has a full house. So, yes, he wants his opponent to have a flush. So, never mind. Champ is raising here. And let's see if Easy's able to make the fold. Easy making a good fold earlier when Champ hit a set of nines against his kings. Oh, and is he just making it 200? Yeah, Easy's calling. He's getting too good of a price. You actually think Champ has him out-kicked, but that's not the case. Champ had him at hello, flopping a set versus top pair. So Champ will show him the news. I was checking the comments and I missed how this played out. I was reading the comments and I look up and I see somebody with 3 jacks and somebody with a full house. So I'm like, uh-oh. So Easy knew that he had lost the pot. He just didn't realize that Champ had the full house. Huge pot going Champ's way. And looks like we have a dealer change coming. As we will finish off the final hour with Juanito. And let's remind all of our Spanish speakers. I know there's a lot of tournament players in Monterrey, Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico. There's a lot of tournament players there. As a matter of fact, one of them finishing 18th this year at the main event, World Series of Poker.
¿Dólares en $25,000 jugando al póker? Texas Card House se enorgullece en presentar el Valley Open de $100,000 del 25 de julio al 5 de agosto. Solo $200 de inscripción. El segundo día será el 5 de agosto, con la mesa final transmitida en vivo a nivel mundial. Visita texascardhouse.com para más información.
And yeah, that is Juanito. So Juanito will finish us off in the... And looks like Easy losing that last hand. And just feeling that it wasn't his night, cashing out a little early. Still have an hour to go on the stream. $10-8 of hearts for Champ, makes the call. There it is. So 3 ways to the flop we go, $67 in the middle. Have just under an hour to go in tonight's stream. If you still haven't hit that like button, make sure you do that right now. Yeah, and Sam is going to go play the tournament. Going to try to get a second bag. 15 to bets, this should work.
Easy money over here. There's a lot of money in here and we
All right, so James actually living in Austin, but plays in both Austin and San Antonio. Actually work in Austin.
Andar en el baño.
This is not my full-time job commentating, so I'm not a professional commentator.
The 135 is big. It's like they prefer the bigger 25. Like 135 is bigger. Yeah.
Looks like we have a button straddle, $10. Cajun Asian, and I think David T was going to try to straddle, not realizing that action had already taken place. So he will essentially raise out a turn. And Tony's going to put out the raise. Let's see if Nick puts out the 3-bet. So a little awkward there, as David T, under the gun, thought he was straddling, but the cards had already been dealt out, and there was a $10 straddle, and there was already action. Did Nick fold the ace-queen? All hearts, as David T flops top pair, and now Tony turns a pair. He does have the ace of hearts. So it looks like Tony will win the pot. There it is. Nice hand. So Sam cashing out, gonna try to get another bag for the Valley Poker Open, and you too can take your shot. We still have one more flight that's getting ready to start, the Turbo. Then we do have 3 flights tomorrow, Saturday, August the 3rd. One at 12, one at 5, and one at 9:15. The Turbo is at 9:15. And then we have 3 on Sunday, same schedule. Same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, Cajun Asian playing this 10-3 fast, but Champ, who has been very, has played his hands very slow tonight. He's been trying to trap all night, and I think somebody's fallen into his trap. No, he just calls. So Nick, who was in terrible shape against the ace-king, is going to hit trips. And the Cajun Asian is going to continue on with his aggression. He was the pre-flop raiser. If you're just tuning in, you're like, what is 10-3 doing in the hand? Well, 10-3 was the player who raised pre-flop, and now he's betting. And Nick just makes the call. Really has no reason to raise.
No cap. So you can buy more.
Ace coming, that would have got Champ in trouble if he would have stuck around. But I think the Cajun Asian's done with this hand, as the card reader a little bit behind the action tracker. So I think the dealer's just going to pause the action at the table. And no, Cajun Asian not done with the hand. Oh, he picks up a flush draw. He picks up a flush draw. King of clubs would be gross. And the Cajun Asian finally hits a pair, but it's not going to be good. Let's see if Nick puts out another bet here.
went back and watched the stream. He was playing everything. It was so bad, but he just hit everything.
Nick trying to figure out a size, hoping his opponent has an ace here. 450 in the middle. Maybe a third of the pot, 150. Nah, it's going to be more than 150. It's 175. Cajun Asian only has 198 left. So Nick should have just actually gone all in. I didn't realize that Cajun Asian only had 198 left in his stack. And he's acting like he has the ace here. Just put it on a show. He's not going to be calling here. So somebody in the chat asking a question about a W2. But I do know that if you win more than 5,000 net, in a tournament, then there is a special form that needs to be filled out in tournaments. I do know that in tournaments. Oh, he called with the, he called. He didn't believe Nick had an ace or a 9 and thought Nick was just trying to buy the pot. Wow. I thought he was just acting like he was going to call, but no. He was really thinking about it. He didn't think Nick had an ace or a 9, but Nick had a 9. And looks like we have 2 players sitting down. And how many chips is seat 6 coming in for there? So each rack of red is 500. And so that's 13 in reds, and then each stack of greens is a green. Each stack of greens is 500, so that's 15 there. So 15 and 13 is 28, according to my public education math.
You were just like, you were running bad, or what was it? I was just giving money away. There's ones I had to give away.
So I don't know. Oh, I was going to say, I don't know who's the seat 9, but it is the Cajun Asian who was rebuying.
Who'd you give it to, Fred? Like, who are you?
So BP Fred coming in here. I know he has used the name Gator before, and Gator don't care.
Hey, give me a Captain Texas card.
So if you've never been to the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley, this is a social club, and there is a pool table set up. There is a bar area set up, and we actually have players that just show up and play pool and just hang out and socialize. This is a social club. I know that the Texas Card House, the second location in Dallas, which is actually in the city of Irvine, Las Colimas, it is called TCH Social, and they have a lot of different activities besides poker set up. They have a very nice bar area, restaurant area. They also have the golf simulators.
have some Louis Vuitton glasses back there? Because I got Gucci right now.
So Fred was just hanging out, playing pool, getting his drink on, and heard there was a seat open. And he's ready. So David calling with the gut shot. And David will hit the gut shot. Let's see if he checks. Oh, he's going to bet big. He's making it look like a bluff. He's making it look like he missed diamonds. Champ has the ace of diamonds in his hand, so Champ might not call because of that card, and he does fold. So you have all types of personalities at the poker table. This is true anywhere you play. You have some players that are really quiet. You have some players that are really talkative. And seat 6, Fred, falls into the talkative category as he has come to gamble. And BD Fred will be the big blind. Like I said, he's played the stream before. He's gone by Gator, changing it up this time to BD Fred. I don't know what the B and the D stand for.
Big dog Fred. Big dog Fred.
So Oscar with just a call with the ace, Nick with the raise with the better ace. And Fred is coming along with the drink in his hand. Great drink specials here at the bar. I can confirm there is dollar beer available. All right, looks like we're going 3 ways to flop. 2 players with aces. And Fred with the queen. Oh, Champ also making the call with the king jack. The ace still getting there. I don't think Fred is going to be folding as he does have a pair and a flush draw. The ace still out in front. The ace 9, that is, of Nick. And Nick's finally going to bet his ace. It says there's $22 in the pot. And I don't think that's right, as Nick does bet 60. Fred's going to see if he has a club, and he's going to see he has a club, so he's going to come along. No! The 7 of clubs comes along. And the 9 kicker is going to play, and Fred would have hit trips. I'm very surprised he folded. The 9 kicker's playing here. Aces and queens with a 9 kicker. And Fred letting the table know that he folded a queen. But Nick is going to get the win. Almost $300 was that pot. Still have 1 seat open for this 2-5 stream game tonight. And if you want to get on the list, the option is available on Poker Atlas. You could also reach out to our social media accounts, TCH TCH.RGV, TCH.RGV on Facebook and Instagram. Action will be on Tony under the gun with the fake ace. The fake aces, the ace-4. Jack-8 of diamonds for Oscar. He should be calling here. Nick, who just won the last hand, will fold to Queen-3. And an angry fold from Fred as we will go heads up. So Tony, the initial raiser, action will be on the ace-4 offsuit. And there's a 4, but two other spades come on the flop. It's probably just going to go check, check here. There's the check. There's the check. Uh-oh. There we go. Little lag on the camera there. So Tony bets the turn, takes it down. Valley Poker Open, two flights going on right now, as the 5 p.m. flight is still playing and the 9:15 turbo flight just started. It is a central time here as we are 9:34. 3 flights tomorrow, 3 opportunities tomorrow, 3 opportunities on Sunday, and Monday there's even your last chance flight. Day 1, I guess, like I was gonna say Z, but there was 29 entries, so that's more than Z. Looks like Fred put it on to $10 on the button. Nick calling him with the 5-3 suited. David making the raise with the ace-queen. Raises it up to 50. And BD Fred making the call with the suited king-9. Nick does make the fold. Heads up to the flop we go. 60-40 right now. And Nick would have hit a pair. I think David's going to put out a continuation bet of about 60 here. Ooh, sizing it down. Oh, yes, it is 60. And I don't think Fred's going to be able to call. So David with the win, as looks like he's also getting a massage here. Tableside massages are available. $1 a minute. $1 a minute for the tableside massages. Like I said, it's a great place to come just to socialize. Obviously, the main attraction is the poker, but there is also a nice bar area set up for socializing. There's also a pool table set up. And we will have under the gun action for Oscar. That's a big 10-4, good buddy. Ace 10 suited for Nick. Looks like 20. BD Fred with a 9-5. Letting the dealer know he doesn't like his cards. And the Cajun Asian calling with the 7-6 of clubs. And Nick hitting top pair with the 10. So both players checking as a 10 of diamonds comes on the turn, and looks like Nick is finally going to bet his pair. And the quick fold coming from the Cajun Asian as Nick flashes the ace of spades. Somebody was asking, or we've had a couple people talk about TCH Dallas, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this big tournament coming up in Dallas.
The Poker Atlas Tour is returning to Texas Card House Dallas and TCH Social Las Colinas from August 20th through September 3rd. Over $2 million in guarantees across 18 big events, including the $500,000 guaranteed Dallas Duel and the $1 million guaranteed title event. Mark your calendars now. For the full schedule, visit TexasCardHouse.com and the Poker Atlas app.
If you play poker and you do not have the Poker Atlas app, make sure you do download it. It is a free app. And looks like Fred's coming in for the 15. Oscar with the ace-5 also making the call. And Nick was the straddler. He checks his option. Jack high flop. Let's see if Oscar leads here with his ace high. He does not. Gut shot straight draw. For BD Fred, does not bet it. Oscar making a pair of 5s now. Queen of Hearts coming on the river. I think it's going to go check, check again. And it does. Check, check all the way to the river. So a lot of tournaments taking place at all the TCH locations. We are in South Texas, have the Valley Poker Open going on right now. And then as you saw on August the 20th, the Poker Atlas Tour is coming to North Texas. Both TCH Dallas and TCH Las Colinas will be running that tournament. Las Colinas, an area in the city of Irvine. Master plan community there. Ace 10 of spades from Professor K. Haven't heard from him from a while. I think we're going to hear from him now. Does he just limp? Yeah, he just calls the $10 straddle as David T put on the $10 straddle. And Champ with the ace queen makes it 45. Nick with the Jack 10 offsuit makes the call. David T lets go of his Queen 4. And Professor K makes the call. So everybody has each other dominated. The Ace Queen has the Ace 10 dominated, and the Ace 10 has the Jack 10 dominated, which means that Jack's probably going to come. Jack comes. Nobody with a heart either. So Nick outflopping the aces as he flops top pair with the straight draw. Nobody has a heart, and that's going to really slow down the action. Oh, Professor K with the bluff, and I think this is going to work. Professor K getting the bluff through. So we got about half an hour to go in tonight's stream. Looks like Fred losing a chip under the rail. Let's see if Professor K puts on the straddle. I don't think he is.
street was Max.
Professor K with the King 9, the dog, the K9.
Get this chunk of the pot. I think it was like 20,000 at the time. I got maybe more because I got 10,000 myself, and the other guy got like 20, and then everybody got like 1,000 or 2. But like, I flopped, you know, got 3 10s, and there was a 9, and then a 9 came. So a 10 came on the turn, and then the 9 came, and so he had 9. It had to be 8. 4 times 8 or better.
Yeah, 9's over 9.
I had
10's over 9.
I had 10 over 9. Someone 10,000. Yeah, that's a nice little.
Nobody flopping anything here.
I remember I was playing at my mom's at
Board paired on the turn. Looks like it's going to go check again. And King High. King High will win the pot.
Chip it.
Hey, dealer change. Lord.
Take a look at those stack sizes again. This is an updated list as of this morning. These are the players that have advanced on to day number 2 of the Valley Poker Open. These are the players that will be playing for $25,000 for first. One of these players is going to be winning $25,000. Well, maybe not, because there's still more opportunity to qualify. But these players will have a shot to win the $25,000 for first. $100,000 prize pool. So all these players have already locked up a couple of $100. All these players already have that locked up. One player has 2 bags. So they have advanced twice, and they're eligible for the bonus. King 9 of Hearts for Tony just makes the call. And looks like everybody going to be limping here. Did Fred raise it up to 10? Yeah, so I believe Fred making it 15. And Tony with the King 9, the second time we see the King 9 flop trips. Oscar with the ace might get in trouble as Tony checks again. How's your ace not good here? Diamonds come on the river. Does Tony finally fire? And looks like he is. Bets 45 into 52. It looks like Oscar's going to call him with the ace as Tony checked his trips all away and will get $45 from Oscar. Raise first in. Nick is the leader in that category at 30%. Fred, who's played less than 10 hands, still has not been the raise first in.
That's a big tip.
So this is the promo from last month, 2 for 1 time. It is continued on this month for the month of August, but it is on Wednesdays and Sundays. So today we're not doing the 2 for 1 time. We'll do it on Sunday, and then we'll do it on Wednesday. So they did change it up for August. The 2 for 1 time still in effect, but on Wednesdays and Sunday, not Fridays, Wednesdays and Sundays. Looks like a button straddle from David T. Professor K makes the call. And Fred late to the party, but he is letting his presence be known to the dealer that he does not like the cards he has received thus far. And the dealer can only chuckle. It's kind of funny because Fred had 7-4, so Fred would have flopped top pair with a straight draw if he would have caught the extra $5, but I think he lost faith in this dealer as he would have turned a straight. The 5 of David T still out in front though. And the 5 of David T, I was going to say, did somebody have a jack? And Professor K had a jack.
I would have won.
You would have gotten 3 flush as you won.
So 83 hands so far. Normally we get to at least 90. 90 is the over-under anytime we do the stream. And it looks like the Cajun Asian cashing out, taking the L tonight. Tony with the Jack 9 will just limp. Oh, Nick with the Kings. We've had players, a lot of players get Kings tonight, a lot of players get Aces tonight. The Ace 10 of David will make the call. Queen Jack of Fred, I think he's going to come along. He's had very bad hands. He would have won the last hand. Oh, Champ just calling with the Ace Queen. So Champ continuing on with his passive play. This time it looks like it's going to help him save money. Nick flopping the King, the initial raiser. I do like a small raise here considering there is a flush draw on there. And Nick's going to do just that. $85 into the pot, going to be betting less than half pot. He bets a quarter of the pot, $25. And nobody has anything to call with. Of course, some people are going to go, that's why you should have checked. But I do disagree, because if anybody has a flush draw, they're going to call you, and you want to build the pot. You want to charge it for the flush draw. In that case, nobody had the flush draw. In this case, nobody had the flush draw, but it is impossible for Nick to know what his opponents are holding, and he did have 3 other opponents. So it's 4 ways to the flop. Ace, 6 deuce, 2 spades. Somebody could easily have like a gut shot straight draw with a 4-5. Somebody could easily have a flush, and you do want to charge those draws. Once again, in this case, nobody had those hands, but betting the flop there, what Top said, I feel is still a good play. King, Queen of clubs is going to be 20, 15. David T with the Ace King, going to be 65. Or is it just 50? Oh, 45. So small 3-bet from David. Really doesn't feel like anybody's going to call from behind. And Oscar's going to make the call. Does not want to hit a king. And looks like we have another new player coming in as we have less than half an hour to go on the stream. They're still going to continue to play after the stream, and that is why players are sitting down. Should be a small C-bet here from David T. He's going to make it 40. Let's see. Oh, check, check. Deuce coming. Does David T bet here? It's going to be 60. Yeah, he bet 60, and that's going to get the job done. And I think we have somebody taking seat 9. So there'll just be a little pause in the action as the dealer gets the information down. So Tony sat down and came in on the big blind, and now seat 9 coming in on the big blind here. The dealer will get the information. You can see the dealer is wearing a headset as the dealer does get instructions from the production crew, and he will let them know. As we have OG Alice. And I'm pretty sure it's the Alice that I know, and she is OG. As I've been playing poker for probably about 20 years, and I remember her way back in the day. I think everybody kind of got started the same way, right? They started playing the $20 tournaments with their friends. And if it's the same Alice I'm thinking about, she was there back in the day, the $20 tournaments. We will be bringing back the $20 tournament here at the Texas Card House, but we are currently playing the Valley Poker Open.
How much do I get penalized? Hey, wait, I swear to God, I'm not even lying. I've been getting the same kicker all night long since I got here.
And Freddie coming in hot, and not hot when it comes to catching cards, hot when it comes to letting the dealer know his frustration. Yep, it's OG Alice. We have 3 players with clubs. So it is Friday night. Looking to go clubbing. And it looks like the clubs are closed. Clubs aren't open yet. Ace on the flop. Everybody checks to David T. And he is going to represent the ace, and it's going to work.
Has anybody here taken a shot? You're the only one drinking, Fred. Say good night to the bad guy. I'm the bad guy right here. You need me.
Raise first in. Nick leading the category. Both BD Fred and OG Alice at 0%. Both of them have played less than 20 hands, though, as we do have an under the gun straddle coming from Nick for 15. Is that 20? The dealer announcing 20. I see 3 chips. Oh. So Fred has been carding it since he sat down, and the ace gets flipped over, and the whole table laughing. Okay, so two of the chips were stuck.
We also fucking give me another fucking 4. Like, fucking last 5 hands on that area. Well, I'm telling you, I've got a fucking 4 every last 5 hands.
So I realize that most people cannot hear the table talk, but you can just see Fred talking through the screen. He is super animated. He really hasn't played any hands, but everybody knows he's here.
Oh my God. Look, and there's that fucking 4 again.
Play your
So Fred having an ace exposed.
Unfortunately, this kind of changes the dynamics of the hand quite a bit.
Yeah, it does.
Holy shit.
You're not too worried about it.
Oh, look, Tony has the ace-4, so maybe Fred saved some money, not even knowing. So everybody in the green, with the exception of the 2 players sitting down late. And keep in mind, we have lost some players. That's why the math does not add up. The players we lost earlier are not listed here. So I know Randy was playing earlier. He did not win. Cajun Asian was playing earlier. He did not win. Easy was playing earlier. He also did not win. And that's why if you add up these numbers, they do not add up, because the players that have busted are not listed.
Give me that 4 again.
Give him 4. 4 is in this deal like ace, ace, ace.
So let's see what Fred has here. Nothing good. Champ with the king seven of spades. OG Alice just calling with the ace jack of clubs. Kind of wanted to see a raise there, but I think this is her first time playing on the stream. And we normally see this at the beginning of the stream where the players are feeling each other out. And Alice kind of doing the same thing as she just sat down. Champ hitting the 7, but Nick hitting the 8. And Alice does not want to fold her ace-jack just yet. Both her cards are in live. So she's looking for a club, an ace, or a jack. And she will get the jack. That's going to give Nick a straight draw to go along with his pair. He's going to slow down, though, as an overcard comes to his 8. And OG Alice looks like she's letting the dealer know she will be betting $50. The players are instructed to make sure they do talk a little bit louder at the table since the dealers are wearing the headset. And everybody going to respect the bet from OG Alice. Nice hand.
I'm glad you walked it off, bro.
I like the way you're dealing with your angle, or you're dealing with it the right way.
Pre-flop raising. The two last players to sit down still have not been the first ones to raise.
Well, what they even have?
I had 4s, I've won for 4.
You got a 4?
All in, call.
Well, what did he have?
I had ace queen.
Ace queen? What'd you have? 8, 4, what?
9-6 of diamonds for Professor K. Don't think he's calling under the gun.
They say
One pair.
four.
Queen, what a queen gives.
10-6 for BD Fred.
That would have been a big pop.
You don't want to get off this table when I get off this table. You know we're going to fight already.
So it's always nice to sit down at a table and catch cards. The opposite has happened to BD Fred tonight.
Not that bad.
And he's definitely being vocal about it.
Honestly, I think it was like 1850 around there.
Not that bad. Not that bad.
You would have folded
I would have got the one that I called yesterday.
Oscar flopping the jack. It is the best hand right now, but the queen comes on the turn.
Wait, Jose.
So now
Ace 4, 4.
Yeah, but when you lose 2 pocket
David T takes the lead. Backdoor clubs coming in. And David T will put out a small bet. Oh, Alice. OG Alice with the backdoor clubs. She only calls. And they're going to be surprised to see what she has.
You overcalled that?
I had a pair.
Why don't those pin pots get big? Already? Give a raise. I'm going to tell you how everybody plays here.
I mean, you probably would have been
Plays all
called.
right.
There's the V-Pip. And there's your reminder about the Valley Poker Open going on right now. $200 buy-in, 100K guaranteed prize pool, 25K for first. OG Alice, the highest on the V-Pip. Once again, it's less than 20 hands. As we are on hand number 90. So if you had the overs on 90 hands tonight, congratulations, as it is going to be over 90 hands that we see tonight on the stream.
didn't even know I came playing, man. You're not even giving me shit.
So normally it's around 23 hands that get dealt in an hour. The stream table is a little bit slower for a couple of different reasons. So normally that number's in the 30s, but because of the stream table, the action does take a little bit longer to punch everything in.
All fucking night. They better mute the cameras, because I don't be talking shit all night.
Nick flopping huge here, and Champ also flopping huge, but OG Alice flopping the biggest. So ace, 8 of hearts, Champ with the set, OG Alice with the straight. Huge possibilities. Club coming on the turn, so Champ's still looking for the board to pair. Nick still looking for a heart. Let's see how much OG Alice bets here as she bets 100. And both these players are going to call. So that's going to take us to more than a $500 pot, as Nick has a flush draw and a straight draw. The 5 is not good though. And Champ has a set. 8 of hearts. So huge Champ. And the 6 gets there, so everybody misses. Champ is not going to like that card as any 5 makes a straight. And let's see if OG Alice just goes all in here, as she has basically a pot-sized bet. Yeah, she's just going to go all in. No, 100. So Champ's going to call. Nick got away cheaply, not knowing he got away cheaply. And Champ feels like she has a 5, doesn't realize that she has 5-6, but Champ will show the set and know he's not good. So that hand could have got a lot messier for Champ, as he flopped a set versus a straight. And then Nick was also in there with the nut flush draw, also with the straight draw. So we have a couple more hands to go on tonight's stream. Looks like we're going to be going to hand 93 tonight. So 3 more hands to go, as BD Fred will be the big blind. Champ with the King 10 of diamonds makes the call. Alice with the 9-3 of clubs just went in last hand. And this is a 2-5 game. So Champ with the best hand right now, the King 10 of diamonds. Alice does have clubs. Oh, and Alice flopping big here. Flops a pair and a flush draw. And Champ flopping middle pair will put out the continuation bet. Alice with the immediate call. She's still stacking her chips from the last hand. BD Fred might call here with the pair, but he does fold. So Champ out in front right now, but you can see Alice is actually favored by 2%. And Alice is going to hit her flush. So I think Champ is going to fold to a bet, but OG Alice getting tricky with the check. Uh-oh. Champ hit a 2-pair now. Great check by OG Alice as Champ's going to be betted. And OG Alice, I like a small raise. So she makes it 70 more, and Champ with the immediate fold.
You can knock out the big guys in the ring, but it's a little different.
So BD Fred, the only one in the negative. Everybody else in the green that is currently sitting down at the table.
Yeah,
It's an easy game, isn't it?
it's an easy game. Right up. Great. And then real.
Into 25,000 playing poker, Texas Card House is proud to present the $100,000 Guaranteed Valley Poker Open from July 25th to August 5th. $200 buy-in. Day 2 on August 5th with the final table streamed worldwide. For more details, visit texascardhouse.com.
So 2 more hands to go. 2 more hands to go tonight. As the next time we will be streaming on this channel will be next Friday. We will be streaming Wednesday on the secondary channel, the 1-3 game. The secondary channel being Texas Card House. 3 different words. All right, looks like BD Fred finally getting a hand. And he will raise. Nick with the suited king will call in position. So the main channel, TCH Live, as TCH Dallas streams on there. I know we had a lot of normal viewers from TCH Dallas joining us tonight. A king coming, Nick checking. And BD Fred gonna bet his 10s now, so nice check back on the flop by Nick as Fred is now leading into him, and Nick will just call the 35. So BD Fred looking for a 10, and he will not get it. Nick actually now has 2 pair. So Nick's probably going to be raising BD Fred here. Keep in mind, there is an 8 on the river. There is an 8 on the river. The card reader picking something up wrong. So I think Nick is going to raise here as the board is king, queen. There was a queen on the turn and an 8 on the river. I just can't see Nick just calling here. His hand's too strong. He needs to be raising. And it's going to be 175. And BD Fred is not going to like this. He's probably going to have to fold as both the king and the queen beat him. You can see the board, king, 5, queen, 8. And there's the fold from Fred. Doesn't like it, but it is the right fold. And that's going to bring us to our last hand of the night. Would like to thank everybody who joined us. And of course, right as we're getting ready to sign off, looks like we got a little comment on the chat. Jedi Master Ted. So this will be the last hand of the stream. Everybody at the table currently right now is the winner with the exception of BD Fred, but he's the one that seems to be having the most fun at the table. So last hand looks like no straddle. You guys still playing after the stream? So OG Alice looks like she's just going to call the 5. Oscar calling with the 8-6 of hearts. That's going to bring Nick along with the ace-5. Did Oscar raise to 10 with the 8-6? I think his chip stuck is what it was. And Fred trying to make something out of his king 10. Champ calling with the suited ace. Alice also coming along. And nobody is going to fold to Fred's raise except Nick. Queen high flop as both Alice and Oscar, OG Alice flopping middle pair. Deuce on the turn. Let's see if OG Alice or Oscar bets their second pair here. I think these players might know this is the last hand of the night. They don't want to lose a big pot at the very end. Oh, Champ. Hitting the straight. So $261 in the $236 in the pot. Champ betting $61. Alice worried about the queen, but I don't think she's going to be able to call. Oh, she does. So if Oscar was thinking about calling, he needs to change his mind now. Now that Alice called, he needs to change his mind, but he does not. And Champ will show him the straight. So Champ, your big winner tonight, going to be winning the last pot of the night on the stream. Once again, I would like to thank everybody who joined us tonight. Make sure if you're still not subscribed to TCH Live, take care of that. We will see everybody here next Friday from Texas Card House, Rio